Oh, yeah, it is time, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Monday Night Mayhem live on the MRL Broadcasting Network. I'm Mean Gene Money, the voice of MRL, and as always, I've got my tag team partner, Zach Panzarella, here for race number 6 of our 12 race season. This season brought to you by Chantilly Lace, our sponsor for all your wedding needs. Week 6 is going to take us to the mean streets of Daytona International Speedway, where we shall see just how fast our drivers can go. Last year, we saw 25 cars risk it. This year, we've got 24 on the track right now, getting ready to do battle to see who will survive and who will thrive on their way to the playoffs. Zach, my man, how are you feeling tonight?
Oh man, me and Gene, we've been at this place for a few days now, haven't we? And it's not getting any older. I'm actually kind of sad we're leaving after tonight. We've had such a great time here. We were here for the BRL race yesterday morning, first thing before the Daytona 500 got started, and man, did we get a treat. That was such a great race. So much fun, 95 laps around this place before we did 200 laps for the Daytona 500 all together live on stream over at VRN, and man, I had the time of my life with you guys. And man, the cherry on top, here we are for, our favorite league. I love MRL. Has a really special place in my heart, and I'm so happy we're here of all places to round out this round of 3 races. Mean Gene, if there's anything that the first two have shown us is that we're in for a treat tonight. I could not be more stoked.
No, these guys continue to just put up battle after battle, and it's still wide open. Lots of different drivers having that opportunity to show just how fast they can make their cars go around this 2.5 mile course. Right now, we've got those cars qualifying, getting ready to do battle with each other a little bit later. If I could count, I've got my shoes on. I can't count over 10 at the moment.
Dang it.
But there is a lot of folks out there getting ready to do battle right now. Let's revisit last week, though, Zach. Last week, they went to the last great outdoor coliseum at Bristol Motor Speedway, where we saw some feelings get hurt and lots of people battling as Colin Bollinger scored his second win of the season. We finally saw Daniel Smith get that podium that's been eluding him. And how about Joe Volpus up there in third, moving his way up in points as well?
Yeah, last week was a great one, me and Gene. If there's one thing I really love about MRL, and it doesn't matter whether you're in the Truck Series, Xfinity, or here in the Cup Series, this league knows how to do Bristol. I can't tell you how many leagues I've been in the past where if we were doing 200 laps around Bristol, it would take about half a day. It would feel like we're at the 24 hours of Le Mans by the time that thing was over. But no, not here. We have respectful racing, and we got what you wanted at Bristol, right? You have to expect some mayhem. After all, it's what the league is named after, right? But also you want that respect, and you want those long runs that Bristol can deliver, and you also want the drama, and kind of like it's a weird one, Mean Gene, because it's a very small track, but it's going to be just like today. We're kind of at Bristol. Anyone can win there, too. The cream does rise to the top there, but some guys just understand that place better than others, and all the attrition there can result in, like what we saw, tons of mixing back and forth through our point standings.
Yeah, last week at Bristol, Colin Bollinger, he was the fastest car there. He led 94 laps, pretty much dominated. A few other people tried to make an appearance. The big story for me last week, in addition to Bollinger winning, was Austin Merrow just getting turned into a damn ping pong ball, Zach. The poor guy takes the pole, immediately gets wrecked. Then there's a caution. Steve Lewis spins out on the infield, comes onto the track during the caution, T-bones Merrow, and Merrow's day just continued to go downhill. Merrow ended up being one of 5 guys that ended up with penalties from that race. Sad day. Steve Lewis also 10 points in penalties, and he's going to have to actually do a little drive-through here today once we get started. So Steve going to have some stuff to make up. I see the points up there. Colin Bollinger behind the power of his great season and 2 wins. what is that, a 1-point lead. You can see Volpus 8 back, Owens 10, Andrew Bolander 13. No win yet for Bolander or Volpus. Maybe those guys could have the day-to-day, Zach.
And man, like, if you guys I want to touch on real quick. First of all, David Owens, what a trooper. That guy was actually at Daytona all week. We could see him in his little skybox, me and Gene, with all these races we've been doing. But that guy clearly made a beeline back home because Monday night, he's here, he's ready to race. David Owens wanted to keep that perfect attendance going. And yeah, it is so tight up top there. And Colin Bollinger's consistency, it's what's shining through. And also, me and Gene, I'm not picking on him right now, but I don't want to gloss over Steve Lewis. Not because I want to pick on him for the penalty that he's serving today, but I don't want to gloss over why there is that severe penalty, right? I think that warrants explaining what could cause a penalty like that, something we don't often see here in the Cup Series. So in that first accident, what you saw Lewis do, the initial accident, I believe, was deemed his fault, but that's okay. You can make mistakes in this league. Racing is racing, and you're always okay to make a racing incident, whether it takes out more the cars than you. That wasn't the problem there with Steve Lewis, me and Gene. The issue was the failure to lock it down after the wreck, right? So after you hit the wall or whatever does happen in your accident, your responsibility from that point on is to slam on the brakes and hold them on the floor until the entire field has gotten past you, because all they can ask out of you is for you to be predictable. Steve Lewis failed to do that. He let his car slide down the track, and because of that, it collected about 2 or 3 more cars, me and Gene, that did the right thing and had checked up to let the wreck happen, and were still punished for doing that. So that is something that we're going to have to look out for. Clearly, this league right now, punishing for that, and I do have to agree with that, me and Gene. I think that's the right precedent to set. It's a harsh penalty, and it sucks that Steve Lewis is the one that has to have kind of the example set to his expense. But at the same time, that it just is not something that can be happening, and now everyone knows.
Yeah, and another guy out here that could tell you about penalties, Sean Walton. He's had penalties early in the season, has cleaned up his act since then, and has done a good job communicating on the radio. I did get to talk to Steve. He was very apologetic and repentant, angry at himself. Just a bad race for him, and he felt like things were just kind of going downhill for there. So Steve looking to make a comeback here today. I expect to see a lot more mental discipline from Steve. Last year, Daytona, we saw an amazing battle. Jonathan Quesabir and Bobby Dodson, MC Motorsports, those guys dominated the race. And then all of a sudden, Kenneth Redinger, 1 lap to go, makes that pass coming out of turn 4, just like you're supposed to do, like they draw it up in the YouTube videos. And Redinger, the regular season champ from last year, ends up taking the win. No Redinger this year, so I bet Quesabir is ready to strike like a viper.
Yeah, Quesabir loves these tracks, me and Gene. Last Thursday over at North Wilkesboro, Quesabir captured his first MRL win that wasn't at a plate track. So Quesabir becoming dangerous in more ways than one, right? Because not only is he known for his expertise at tracks like this, he is always up front. He actually did a part-time race over in that same league, that same truck series, MRL Truck Series on Thursday last year at Talladega, late in the playoffs, and just won for no reason. So Quesabir, and someone we saw up front a lot last year at these types of tracks. Me and Gene, I can tell you as someone who I get to race with on Team DDI in different leagues, he always has these ones circled. And man, I've gotten to work with him personally, me and Gene. He is so much fun to work with. And really all you got to do is find that 6 car and follow it, and he'll take you to the promised land.
Well, Jonathan needs to not miss another race. He's missed 3 races so far, and that pretty much is the max. He needs to hit every race here on out to be eligible to go to the playoffs, and a win here might give him that momentum he needs to start pushing it forward. So
I can actually, I can tell you about that real quick, me and Gene. He will, to my knowledge, be here for the rest of the season, because that win got him so pumped up that I told him, like, hey, man, get your ass back over here on Mondays, because you missed one more and you can't make the playoffs. And that newfound confidence has been enough. As far as I know, me and Gene, we got him full time.
There we go. And I'm hoping a lot of these drivers are going to end up being able to power through. Real life happens, and now NASCAR is here on TV as well. And so hopefully we're going to see more and more excitement. It's funny, I'm talking about people missing races, and yet we've had fields of over 25, 27 every week. So I'm that guy. I'm trying to pump up, get 30 guys on the track, and then wonder why they're running out of room.
I agree, Mean Gene. So with this field size of 28, it looks like today, and about 20 looking to actually put down in qualifying time, we will have the grid for you guys shortly. I believe everyone who's going to qualify has put in their times, though. So look who I think we're going to have on our pole, Mean Gene. And we got Jax Duvall, very much a part-timer now over here, but a member of our Final Four last year, so we know how dangerous this guy is. His last win on a Monday night was at a play track, and then the rookie right behind him. How about that?
Yeah, Mazza, he did his first start last week. We did see him running really strong. A little bit of a mental error there at the end for Mazza. So good to see him back. Hopefully that guy is going to put on a good show for the fans at the house. Yep, we are wrapping up qualifying here, and we are about to get ready to see exactly how the grid is going to go down. And there it is.
And I'll eventually
There
get
is
this
our
right.
grid.
There we go. Go ahead, Mean Gene.
There it goes. All right. So, qualifying, it looks like Jax Duvall is going to take the pole. Rookie Nick Mazza is going to start in second place. Eric Thornton, one of the high side sliders, he's going to be third. Daniel Smith follows up his second place finish at Bristol with a number 4 start here. Kevin Kyle, that's second in points. He's going to be starting in 5th. Jonathan Casabir, we just talked about him. That's 6th. That's your top 3 rows.
Yep, and then right behind him, these are a bunch of teammates, Mean Gene. These are guys who I know are working together, including Casabir in 6th. But in 7th, Jose Medina. 8th, Hunter Hall. Excellent qualifying effort from him today. 9th, the champion from 2 years ago, Jack Sanders. Rounding our top 10 is Joseph Volpis. 11th, we have David Owens. And 12th, Bryson Dodson.
Yeah, Dodson, one of those fast guys around with Casabir. You expect to see him catch up pretty quick. 2X driver Mason Smalley, he'll be 13th. Justin Parham, 14th. Alex Hillman, 15th. Joe Amato, 16th. Got Tony Iverson back in 17th. Austin Merrow, ping pong ball last week. Hopefully nobody will treat him that way they did last time, and he'll be able to have a better race. Merrow's going to start 18th. Matt Tucker, 3,000. He's back.
Wow.
Remember, checkers or wreckers guy from last year. He took a win. Didn't make any friends. But, hey, you're not here to make friends. I'm here to chew bubble gum and win races. And I'm all out of bubble gum. All right, top 19 did qualify. After that, these guys did not qualify. Colin Bollinger, Andrew Bolander, Zachary Tyler, Buddy Sully, Rayshawn Winkfield. You know who that is. That's Womp Womp himself. He of the front bumper. Sean Walton, Matt Novella, Steve Lewis, and Brandon Guerin's going to round out the field. 26 cars here today live at Daytona.
Yes, Mean Gene, and what stuck out to me there, that group that didn't qualify is a group of heavy hitters. All those guys could win this race here today, so keep your eye out for them. I'm assuming they want to protect that race car in the early goings of this race, not use that fast repair too early, and kind of just feel out the field. This is a bigger field than last year, Mean Gene, so I don't blame them for that, but certainly keep your eye on those cars as this race goes on.
Yeah, choosing to start in the back. It seems to me the danger spot's right in the middle. I raced a Sunday race, qualified 24th out of 34 cars. I was terrified to be there in the middle. I kind of got on that apron and let people shoot on by out of fear. And yeah, guess what? The guy that was running in the spot I qualified, he crashed and he was out of the race. So perhaps these heavy hitters, skill is part of it, but discretion being the better part of valor. They know when not to be somewhere. That middle of the pack is a scary spot. Look, late people coming out of the pits. That's an interesting maneuver.
No,
so they are cruising around here. Who was that?
Who do you think? Who do you think that was doing the Daytona Roval for absolutely no reason?
Yeah, Daytona Roval. Was that Zachary Tyler?
Nope.
Was that Steve Lewis?
Nope.
Oh, wait. I'm going to go with Sean Walton.
There you go. There you go.
Was it really?
Uh-huh.
That's my guy right there, running that 23. I love watching that guy race. He drives folks crazy. They love it when he does that little wiggle. All right, so we're cruising around. Pace car is getting out of the way. Jax Duvall is going to lead him around, and we are going green. Jax Duvall, he's that white and red car on the inside, the number 84. Nick Mazza on the outside. Eric Thornton, Daniel Smith, second row. Casabir, Kevin Kyle as they are headed down into turn one, and Duval on the inside getting help from Thornton. That outside lane though tight, and it's gonna push Nick's Mazda down into the inside row. Mazda hugs the apron, takes the lead, and now it's Smith and Mazda battling for that front row position, coming around into turn three, going down that backstretch right now. Double wide. Oh, and two cars cut down. Daniel Smith is going to take the lead. Got Jonathan Case of Beer, no surprise there, helping him around. They're coming out of turn four. It looks like Daniel Smith might be your leader of lap one.
Daniel Smith with an amazing start there, Mean Gene. That was brilliant by him. Case of Beer as well, going all the way from 6th to 2nd place. So that was a brilliant start by him. This field already, we've seen this all week, Mean Gene, a little bit bottom dominant, are they not? Already, guys, trying to leave the top and find their way to the bottom.
Yeah, you can see in that backfield, cars like Joe Volpus, very impatient, wanting to get through. Volpus finally finding an ally now, trying to push ahead along with Hunter Hall. They're going into turn three. Ladies and gentlemen, this will be the end of lap two. As we go into lap three, we here are going to go silent for all of lap three in honor of one of our favorite drivers and legends, Dale Earnhardt.
The yellow flag is out.
Yellow is out, ladies and gentlemen. We will find the reason for that in just a moment, but concluding lap 3, the yellow is out. I got you there, Mean Gene. Sorry about that.
Out there, he is currently being shown as your leader. Jax Duvall second, Hunter Hall moved up 5 positions, and Joe Volpus moved up 6 positions. Those two drivers third and fourth respectively. Jonathan Case of Beer and Bobby Dodson have found each other 5th and 6th place.
So let's take a look at this one, Mean Gene. I'm seeing Jose Medina. So keep your eye on that beautiful 54 Marlboro car. Oh, a little bit of an accordion effect there, and Sanders collects Medina. A few other cars collected in that one.
Ah, good saves, though. Look at that.
Yeah, definitely some good saves all around that one. Let's take one more look. I'll try to get us a better view of it. Here we go. All right, so here's one more view. We're going to do this one real time. And just watch how quickly this accordion effect happens in front of that 54 of Medina. Watch this, guys. Boom. Not much Sanders can do. Trying not to be a problem, but God, that happened so fast. Good record points there by Owens. The 27 of Solly, I believe, got some damage there.
Look at Sean Walton. Go to the in-car for Sean Walton. That's going to be our RPM camera of the day. Gee whiz.
Did he? Let's see here.
Let's see it. Look at those RPMs, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, here we go.
Little contact. Oh, that's Medina's.
Is this Medina? This is Walt. Oh, I'm so sorry. Here we go.
Sean Walton. There you go. Watch the. Let's see. Once we do this replay, I want to watch those RPMs.
All right, here we go, Mean Gene. You ask and you shall receive.
Yeah,
oh, parting the Red Seas. That's impressive.
Oh my word.
That's impressive.
That was the stuff right there. Hey, I'll tell you what, when you get away with it, you look like a genius. When you don't get away with it, you get the T-bone moment of the race.
Oh, it's so true, Mean Gene. It's such a fine line.
Oh, but he made it work out. You know, another guy I'm wondering, Daniel Smith dropped down 12 spots. He was already running in the back. I wonder if he was a victim of just getting out of line earlier in that race. You know, we lap 3, we did go silent. And so Daniel Smith, you know, got out of line at that point and just faded back, just showing you how dangerous Daytona can be if you are not in line.
Yeah, absolutely. And it happens so quick, like I was saying, Mean Gene. It is just about a millisecond you have to make those decisions. As you see the back of the field there, a lot of them electing to top off on fuel is what I guess that is. Absolutely no reason to take tires quite yet. But can never have too much fuel at these tracks. When you get a long green flag run here at Daytona, Mean Gene, it so often comes down to how much gas you have in that tank.
And you know who's really happy to see this caution come out early? It's got to be Steve Lewis. Steve Lewis had to serve that penalty, that drive-through, and then all of a sudden there's a caution on lap 3 that lets it tighten back up. So Lewis, he did the crime, he did his time, and now he's back with that main pack on the lead lap.
Yeah, absolutely. And that really is the best situation that possibly could have been for Lewis, because when you don't have that draft, you're losing about 3 seconds a lap. And when you do, it's about a 46, 47 second lap instead of about 50. So you can get caught in a hurry, especially with how close I'm sure Lewis already was to the field. So like you said, Mean Gene, no harm, no foul. That's big for Steve Lewis right there.
And I'm glad, you know, I did get to talk to Louis, and he was really upset with himself. You know, he was super repentant. No need to kick a man when he's down. MRL officials put out that penalty like they should have. The penalty was served, and Louis is going to get to go on and still have an enjoyable race, because there is nothing worse than running Daytona by yourself waiting for the leaders to catch up to you.
Oh my goodness, it's literally the worst feeling ever, and it's so boring, Mean Gene. I had to do the Daytona 500 last weekend, and literally just one-handing it, trying not to fall asleep. It sucks.
Yeah, it is not a good time. We talked about this earlier. The draft, so important here. It seems like if you could get a group of about 4 or 5 cars, you could really dominate this thing. 4 cars we're going to keep an eye on. It's going to be 2X Motorsports. They've got their team of 4 here. That's Jack Sanders, Kevin Kyle, Austin Marrow, and Mason Smalley. They're all running that black and yellow paint scheme. All right, we're back into the restart zone. Inside car has control. That's Nick Mazza. Pulls away from Jax Duvall. Duvall's going to fade down in front of Hunter Hall. That leaves Joe Volpis on the outside all by himself. 3 cars away from road number 3. Volpis starting to fade without the help of the draft. Duvall takes a little high, slams it down onto the apron, trying to close the gap on Mazza. Duvall doesn't care about his tires. He's a Florida man after all. He's just trying to find out where that thing is going to ride the best. Oh, I was wrong. He was lighting a cigar, Zach.
Nothing new there with Jax Duvall for sure. And yeah, look at that. The rookie Mazza really trying to make a name for himself in this race. And this really is a great place, Mean Gene. You can make some friends here, earn some trust from your new competitors. So Mazza doing a great job of that so far. Hunter Hall pushing him on the inside lane with Casey Beer behind them. Like I said, look for those 2 teams to be working together today. I know there's an alliance there. And that inside lane, once again, showing a little bit of dominance as Joe Volpis quickly made his way to the bottom to help push Jax Duvall.
Yeah, those guys, buddies in real life. So here we are. We see in the 84 in the lead. Joe Volpis behind him. Nick Mazza, Hunter Hall, Jonathan Case of Beer, Kevin Kyle. Now down on that bottom lane. Bottom lane dominating. Outside lane finds itself 5 cars back. That's going to be Bobby Dodson getting a push from Joe Amato. Amato sees a gap, says, see you later. I'm going to go down. But now it's David Owens. He wants to make the outside work. He's looking for some friends, but he's got a 5-car length gap to make up to make that outside lane work.
Yes, he does. It's going to be tough for the outside lane to find the momentum they need to do anything meaningful. And I'm really seeing a lack of really urgency from a lot of the guys on the bottom there, content to sit there, especially this early in the race. And I can't really blame him, Mean Gene. We've seen things get crazy quickly when they get 2 lanes going. And if you can protect your track position doing that, I don't see why you don't. So we're seeing that out of a few of our guys here. Jax Duvall still able to lead this field. But look at that run that Owens is producing with one of the best pushers we see week in and week out when we come to these tracks. Bryson Dodson, that guy knows how to get to the front.
Yeah, Bobby Dodson, he is a veteran. And look at this, the speed of Dodson now pushing Owens up to the front past Duval outside lane. They've also got help from Hillman running in that 06, 08
Oh,
paint scheme. Got a couple of O's now. We got an 08 and a 07.
We do. I mean, sometimes when your favorite number is taken, you just add a 0 in front of that thing, and it's just like you're running it. And look at this, Mean Gene. Buddy Sully on the inside of Hillman there. He collected some damage in that first wreck. That did not deter him one bit. I'm wondering if he uses the fast repair, but that was just minimal enough to where he can get it fixed in the pits. But nonetheless, he made quick work. He did not put down a qualifying time, and Buddy Sully all the way up in the top 5.
Yeah, Buddy's still working with that shoulder injury. He's got a surgery scheduled in March, but that doesn't mean he can't do some one-arm driving. And that's what we're seeing right now. Big push right there. Duval smashing into Owens, trying to get more speed. Joe Volpis on the top got a little bit of help from Nick Mazza, but couldn't overcome that push of Duval and Owens. Duval, Owens, Bobby Dodson, and Buddy Sully now on that bottom row. 4 cars ahead of Joe Volpis. Bobby Dodson thinks about going high, finally commits. He's going to get a push from Volpis. So now Dodson on the outside with the help of Volpis, Mazza, and the 18 of Amato trying to close the gap. That outside's working now, Zach.
Yeah, it really is, Mean Gene. This is impressive. And oh no! Look at that. Oh, this could get dicey here. You have Jack Stivall in no man's land. No one wanted to come in and help him. The 26 there on the inside, kind of going a little bit below the line. You could see that lack of confidence in what this field is doing. Mason Small getting a little bit spooked, able to dial back in and look at this. Now you have Novella on the outside of Jack Stivall. 3 wide there with Hillman on the inside. Someone's going to have to figure this out. That third lane just doesn't seem to exist yet, Mean Gene. They are pretty committed to 2, aren't they?
Well, and now side drafting. Look, now it looks like the one of Thornton says, I'll go in the middle with you, Jax. Let's make it happen. Here we go. Novella and Duval and Jax Duval had a lot of side drafting, and that made him stall out. Jack Sanders is communicating, I'll give you room, just get back in line, God damn it. But they don't want to do that. They stay 3 wide. Duval finally clear, Thornton clear, and it's Matt Novella, the loser in that, as he fades back because of his cautious driving.
Yeah, it's kind of like musical chairs there, right? Someone's always going to kind of be left out without a chair, and what that normally means is you fall all the way back. Sub 15th. Look at this. This is Matt Novella, and he was the big loser of that situation, and he's just really just trying to find a hole here that he can find back on the inside or try to form back up that outside lane with Jax Stivall, but that's the guy who just screwed him out of all that track position, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. All right, so we got 26 cars still on the lead lap. Austin Merrow in the back. That's one way to avoid getting abused. Get in the back. You're the guy going to control who gets put in the corner pocket. Merrow does have Steve Lewis, so they shouldn't fade too far away from that lead group. Jose Medina running in the back as well. That guy, part of the incident early on, so hopefully we'll see Jose. And look who else is back there lurking. Look at Tony Iverson, Colin Bollinger, and Matt Tucker. 3 heavy hitters just kind of riding around the track right now. You think that's strategy, Zach?
I mean, sometimes it's a good one, but man, is anywhere safe right now? Because I bet if you're Tony Iverson right there in the top of our screen, that black and red 13 car, you're thinking, I want to be back here to chill, but look what's right in front of you. That's the only place they're 3 wide in this field just then, was there right in front of him. That definitely would have collected him if it got ugly there. So I don't know, Mean Gene.
And look to the right of him. And look to the right of him. You ain't safe when that's happening.
Yeah, there's just an active serial killer that no one's managed to arrest yet, right to the outside of him. So a lot going on with Tony Iverson. So I don't know if anywhere in this field is safe right here, Mean Gene. And we haven't talked about this yet tonight, and we talked about it so much yesterday morning. It is disgustingly easy to lose the draft in these next gens. I am, like I've said a million times, I'm used to the trucks, and you can let a truck go about a second, 0.8 seconds in front of you and still be able to keep that draft at a truck like this. And in next gen, Mean Gene, oh my gosh, 0.3 is risking it. It's so easy to lose the draft here, and then before you know it, they are just going away in the sunset, and you're going to be losing your lap in about 15 laps time, and your whole race is upside down. So whether or not you want to, the intensity kind of stays at full tilt this entire time because you're at the mercy of these next gens and their lack of horsepower.
Wow, and speaking of full tilt, you could see Duval on that outside second car right behind Bobby Dodson. Contact through the corner. That's terrifying. Joe Volpis did lead lap 14 right there, so he's going to get him some bonus points. I'm going to keep an eye on the pushing that Duval is doing. Duval is not afraid to make bumper-to-bumper contact through the turn. Some people discourage that kind of activity, but Jax Duval, he thrives on it. Look at Matt Novella. We talked about how earlier he was out of luck back to 16th. Now suddenly he's the second car on the outside lane getting that hard push from Joe Amato.
Yeah, I mean, Gina, regarding pushing through the corner, it's a time and place type of thing, in my opinion, but some drivers are comfortable with it, and some drivers will get mad at you if you're not doing it. So it's kind of hard to know what the driver in front of you wants, and that's why it's so valuable to have those alliances and have those conversations far before this race starts, right? So you can tell him, hey, if we get to the front, like you're seeing here with Novella and Jax, are you okay with me pushing you through the corners? Do you have that same confidence? And it's someone you've worked with before as your pusher too, Mean Gene. They're like, yeah, I know what to expect from your pushes, and I have confidence doing that. Let's do it, man. But if it's someone you don't, oh, it can get sketchy. And you saw that there with Duval going to the bottom. I don't think that was the block the Bryson run. I think he wasn't liking what he was getting there from Novella, but Novella happy about that as he will inherit the lead now with Amato as his pusher.
Yeah, and you got to think about also damage to the car. Once you start to take damage, it changes the aero package. We saw that happen to Christopher Bell on Sunday. He just couldn't handle the push. So something you got to keep communicating. Oh, they get tight as Novella cuts up in front of Amato. He makes hard contact. Daniel Smith backs off, doesn't want a part of that. You can see the number 8 of Bolander. He's the second car on the outside now as Novella and Amato cut down sharp. There is a lot of contact going out there, a lot of heavy driving. Lap 17, and it looks like Matt Novella is going to come around and score him some points as a lap leader.
Yeah, Matt Novella, we're going to have a lot of leaders.
Or Willie.
Oh,
he did.
He did. I mean, but what a great run there by Daniel Smith on the outside. I think Daniel Smith now will be able to get cash in for some points here because, yep, that was a big run, Mean Gene. Look at that. Bolander pushing Smith through the corner there, but Smith, I'm sure, wanted to cash in that lap lead and stay in front of Bolander at least for one lap. But Daniel Smith, doesn't matter where we go, Mean Gene, this guy can always find his way to the front.
Yeah, you got to imagine if he didn't get that blank out at Charlotte in week 1, costing him second place, he would be running a lot higher up in the front. Now, how about this? A new guy throwing his name up there, Brandon Garrett on the inside. He's running in that number 57 white and green car side by side with the 53 of Colin Bollinger. So Bollinger finally moving his way up to the front. He's brought Matt Tucker 3000 with him. So some of the heavy hitters finally pushing their way up to the front as they would like to challenge. Remember, 80 laps here today, so lap 40 is where the stage points are going to be awarded, but we're a long way away from that moment. These guys just want to lead laps.
Yeah, you wouldn't know we were, Jane, would you not? You would think we're on the white flag to the entire race right now with the way these guys are going for it. That was an awesome move by Mazda to get to the bottom in front of Guerin there. Really cool to see the 57 of Guerin up front here. We know he's capable of it. That guy has so much speed. He just had so much bad luck this year, but a great proponent to this league and a great guy to have out here. And also, yeah, we got Tucker right here, another guy who did not put down a qualifying lap, finding himself up front early. Only took him 19 laps to get up here in third place. And Mean Gene, one thing I want to bring up too, let's see if it happens again here with Bolander and Smith. Not this time, but last lap, Bolander was pushing Daniel Smith all the way through the trioval, Mean Gene. And that's one thing that you may not think about, but we just had that conversation last time I was talking about pushing through the corners. You know what's also a corner, Mean Gene? That front stretch is not straight. You're not supposed to push through there, and you saw Bolander having the confidence in Smith to do it, and Smith able to handle those pushes.
Oh, look at that inside. They are pushing as hard as they can. You know, something I just noticed. I look in the back of the field, and I see that 2X team in the back. They're chilling. That's that Colonel Sanders, Kevin Kyle, Marrow, and Smalley team. They're back there. Oh, Smith is loose. Bolander has to let off. That was terrifying.
Ooh, just when we try to talk about somewhere else in the field where they're trying to lay back, and that's why Mean Gene, that's why Kevin Kyle and that whole 27 club doesn't want much to do with this here on lap 20 because it is sketchy up here, and it's fun, Mean Gene. I can tell you, and I'm sure you know as well, these types of races and being up front like a Daniel Smith or a Bolander or really anyone in this top group, it's a blast. But sometimes you're thinking in the back of your mind, oh, I really hope that we don't have too much fun here and ruin our race with 60 to go.
Other guys we're keeping a close eye on in that lead group. Finally, Colin Bollinger has made his way up. He's that fourth car in that outside lane. He's got Sean Walton behind him, Eric Thornton as well. Down on the inside, we're keeping an eye on Jax Duval and Bobby Dodson. Those are the guys that can really push a car pretty hard. So if they get that opportunity, we'll see what happens. Look at that. Bolander and the 57 of Guerin both make contact with the cars in front of them. Let's see. Look at how they back up on that inside, lightly touching. Going into the turn, though, let's see all of the cars back off just a little bit. Drag braking, never a bad idea when you're going in and you're making contact.
No, you definitely want to draw back a little bit on the on the entry of the corner. What that also does mean, Gene, is it gives you the opportunity to build up a run through the corner and then hopefully be coming to that car with a nice head of steam right when you get to here down this backstretch and push him down the backstretch where it's nice and easy and you're going straight and you can really deliver the aggressive pushes and give them those smash drafts, as you like to call them. And you mentioned Mazza and Bolander and the 57 Garen being the only two delivering the pushes right now, and they should be. Another big rule here at these tracks, me and Gene, you'll probably hear me say it today, especially if it results in a wreck. Don't push the pusher. Do not push the pusher.
No, the pusher owns the corner. Don't challenge him. Speaking of pushes, and you talked earlier about the losing the draft. That front draft, now we see two groups, 15 cars in that front group. Case of beer trying to hold on. I can see him fading away slowly. And then we see that second group now led by David Owens. It's not even worth talking about, they're X amount of seconds behind, because even though they're 2 seconds behind, you know that second group can catch them real fast, especially if the first group doesn't do their best to stay organized. So first group has 15, second group has 11 cars.
I think the funny thing about these groups too, me and Gene, especially when we look at this new camera angle we have, which is called the static angle, and what it means by static is it doesn't move, right? So it kind of sits on the track, and it looks so far when you're watching it. Let me hit you guys with this angle, right? It looks so far between these two cars, or these two groups of cars, but when we go static real quick, look how close they actually are, because how fast they're going. And like you said, me and Gene, I really do think you're right there. I think that back group can catch that inside group really whenever they want, especially if they want to get rid of that outside lane and form up one big inside lane. They could probably get to that outside group and have some time to spare. I think what that group is thinking right now is let's not let them get too far ahead, but I'm not interested in what's going on up there.
No, and that second group is 4 of those drivers are 2X drivers that can communicate with each other easily. Also in that second group, you've got Iverson and David Owens, who are teammates, and Joe Volpus is in that group as well. So and Buddy Sully. So that second group is filled with guys all in direct Discord communication. So I think that's exactly what we're seeing. I think that second group, whether it was on purpose or not, faded back, and now they're comfortable running as a team, because eventually fuel is going to become an issue, and it's going to be a whole lot easier to pit with 5 or 6 cars than it would be with 11 or 12.
And to complement that point, me and Gene, what do you see in this first group of these guys going for it? What I see, to my knowledge, I know there's definitely some exceptions, but I see a lot of guys who are either solo or not running with an alliance, right? A lot of guys who may have a group of 2 or 3, and there's an incentive to go for it now, or it's a why not type of situation. But yeah, like you said, that back group is made up of people that I know we have with confidence are in a Discord together. At least, I would say in that group of, 10 back there or 8 back there, me and Gene, probably 2 sets of people talking there, right? Not very, not like very small or very big groups and small circles there that they're able to communicate. So I'm sure this is all part of a much bigger plan right now.
Yeah, it looks like they got 10 guys, 11 guys in that back group. Yep. Austin Marrow starting to fade, needs to catch back up. The other thing I noticed about that front group, not only are we wondering about the communication, look where these guys started. Bolander up 19 spots, Tucker up 16, Bollinger up 16, Sean Walton up 17, Brandon Guerin up 18, and Matt Novella up 15. So you got a bunch of guys that are hungry to get to the lead after choosing not to qualify or having a bad qualifying. So these guys also are pushing definitely to be in the position they're in. Going to be curious to see, especially if we could get us a green flag pit stop, because that's when you really see the skill of a driver, when he's got to go from 192 miles an hour down to 65 to get on pit lane.
What I'm going to be very curious about, me and Gene, if we do get to those green flag pit stops, is the difference between those guys who did top off after that first caution and those who didn't. And if they're going to be able to get it organized together, right? And make sure, hey, who's in the same fuel situation as me right now? Let's not go in solo and lose the draft and ruin this whole thing for us. And here we go, Mean Gene. We're on board with Bryson Dodson right now. And what I'm seeing that's sticking out to me is that outside lane maybe forming back up. We have the 18 of Parham there, but does he have help? Doesn't look like it.
But, no, he's out there on the island. I'm wondering about Pitts because we had that thing on lap 3, and now there's a lot of communication coming on that radio.
Oh, so here we go, Mean Gene. Here we go.
Yep, Bobby Dodson bringing it down. Joe Amato, Hunter Hill, Hillman, Case of Beer, Kevin Kyle.
So
wow,
definitely.
So the group split. They actually split the group.
Here we go. Yeah, wow. But this is what we talked about just this lap, Mean Gene. This is what you want. You want to make sure it's a sizable group. I think this is like the sweet spot of a group, right? Because this is a group that should not have an incentive to run side by side, but can definitely put in some heaters single file if they can come in together here. Hopefully they all talked about what tires they want to take. See right there, Hunter Hall, both sides of the car up, and oh, look at how much time that costs you, Mean Gene. All these guys took fuel, and it looked like either none or 2 tires, and those who took 4 are going to have a hard time catching this group of 5 that came out pretty close. I think Case of Beer won't have too much trouble forming back up with those guys.
All right, you got another group of 7 coming in right now. That's Thornton, the 905 of Mazda, Jax Duval, Iverson, Joe Volpus, David Owens, and the 13. Yeah, so you can see how the high side hustlers coming in with East Coast Alliance right there. I was really surprised, though, to just see that group of 5 come in at the first. But it only takes 5 to get up to full speed. How about rookie Nick Mazza? He picked a heck of a good group of guys to come in with.
Yeah, that was a great call by Mazza. And like we said, Tony Iverson. Tony Iverson. Oh, no, Mean Gene. I would not be surprised if we see Iverson having to come back down pit road next time around.
Yeah, he made contact, and then he phased through that second car.
Not just that, Mean Gene. He went a solid foot above that yellow line. Oh, no.
Looked like contact. We'll have to see what ends up happening.
Yeah, he did phase through him, and sometimes iRacing will save you there, and I think it probably did. As look at this, these two groups forming back up together. Oh, boy, this could be a big moment. How greedy are these guys going to be? Look at Jax Duvall. Look at the inside of Thornton there. Jax Duvall not wanting to wait. These guys are going for it, and there's our lead pack there. These guys have not pit yet. Tons of action throughout this field right now.
Yeah, little communication there. Jose Medina, he's at the back trying to catch up with that group. He's got Steve Lewis and Matt Novella with him. Going to have to make a pit here very soon.
Yeah, he is, and there goes Case of Beer. So these are the 2 different groups, Mean Gene, that pit separately, forming back up immediately. So that's just excellent execution. Say that 5 times fast by 2 different sets of drivers there. So that's what you'd like to see for both these guys. But what did I say about the ones who got a little bit greedy, whether it be 4 tires or just didn't have that attention to detail? They are long gone here, and they got to hope for a yellow. But we still have a big group that is yet to pit, led by Daniel Smith right now. And they're right behind them. They're hoping to put these guys a lap down.
All right, looks like Steve Lewis coming into the pits by himself. I'm not sure if that's about damage or just fuel. But Steve Lewis coming in by himself. Going to be interesting to see who he hooks back up with. That's the 88 Chevrolet coming out now.
So, Mean Gene, I'm looking at my data here, and tell me if I'm wrong about this. I don't think I am. I think this group that's still out, these are the guys who pit after that first caution. I'm seeing pit count 2 for them, so they have enough fuel to go about. I'd assume maybe 8 or 9 more, maybe a little bit less than that. But what I think they want, Mean Gene, and what would be amazing for all these guys, go put that group in front of you a lap down, right? What if you can put those guys a lap down and then a caution comes out? Oh, my goodness, their race is destroyed.
Yeah, so they're definitely, I bet they're trying to hit that lap 40 so that they could get those stage points. And there is no caution to separate the stages, so we would just keep going. And if they could somehow push him down a lap, that would be something. That lead group has 7 cars in it, so that is enough speed.
Oh, here they come, Gene. Here they come. Daniel Smith coming a little bit hot. I'm worried about that 31. Can he get it down the way he needs to? Oh, actually, that was beautiful by Smith. What am I talking about, Gene? I know nothing. But really, really good execution by all these guys here. I thought you were onto something there, and I was about to just gush all over that, and At least only one of us looked dumb, right? I'm just kidding. But I thought that was for stage points as well, Mean Gene. I thought they were going to try to push it to 40, but I do think with how well they were able to keep their speed throughout that cycle, they should come out right in front of those guys. From what I know about this track, I think that's what we're about to see. So this is going to be spicy, Mean Gene. We're about to have another giant formation of a big group catching up to an existing group at full speed.
Yeah, you can see that group led by Amato all the way back to Case of Beer. That's 12, 13 cars coming really fast right now. Bolander and Tucker coming back onto the course right now. If they're lucky, maybe they could grab onto the tail.
It's going to be
of
close.
That thing. That lead is quickly shutting down. Look at it. 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4 seconds. Bolander getting up to speed. Tucker getting up to speed. Walton and Smith in a 2-car tandem behind them. The 53 of Bollinger, he wants some help. And then here comes the group. I can hear Song of the Valkyrie in the background. Joe Amato leading that group, powering around. He's about to eat up Bolander. Bobby Dodson giving him extra horsepower. Daniel Smith would be the next guy to be ate up.
So it's going to be Smith and Walton, but they're together here, Mean Gene. How greedy did it
get?
get?
Now
and it'll be
them.
4. This is when these things happen. Oh, boy, here we go. And
they're going to be fast.
The character.
They're going to be fast.
Look at Amato. Does Amato want to form up here? Does he have some teammates here? He bails to the bottom. That's kind of surprising, Mean Gene. Leaves Dodson up top. So I actually don't think we're going to see any greedy blocks here. Oh, look at that. Smith to the top. Amato follows him. There it is. Like, I know nothing. Oh, and there's Walton as well. All 4 of them. The 8's about to be left out to dry. Bollinger, can you get there? He cannot. Matt Turner.
It's too aggressive. Walton goes down. Novella.
Oh, Hillman's in
picks
it.
up Colin Bollinger.
That's a big one, and I don't think I can play. I mean, we'll look at the replay, Mean Gene, but I am not inclined to blame anybody
doing
there.
His best impersonation of Ricky Stenhouse out there.
Oh, someone's still bitter.
I'm not bitter, even though my bourbon is salty.
Imagine how the rest of the field in the world feels about Joe Logano every day of the week. But hey, we're talking about Joe Logano.
Let's go back to that replay.
And I will say, I don't think I'm going to put any blame on this one quite yet. Let me get us a closer angle. I'm proud of that angle that I chose there, though, Mean Gene, because that gave us everything we needed, right? But let's keep,
that was sweet.
Let's keep our eye on Walton through it. Not saying this was him, but I definitely think
go back a little bit so we can see them go up.
Yeah,
roll it back just a little bit because
interesting.
Everybody went up
like a little synchronized snake there, right? So yeah, let's watch this. I want to give us an angle that really, I don't know, Mean Gene.
Bollinger, Dodson, Bollinger, and Jack Sanders are flying on that outside.
So let's go, and now I guess from here, let's go slow-mo. All right, so
Amato, who abandoned that team,
right, and then
goes up.
Smith's the first taker, and then second taker is Walton. And this is, I'll go to far chase for a second here. This is plenty of room by Walton. He has every right to do that. That's a good move by Sean Walton. And this is a good move by the 56 Tucker. And I think those two could be working together. So this may have been an orchestrated effort to leave Bolander out to dry. And now Bolander here, he wants it, right? But it's not there, buddy. And I think he's going to realize that. And now let's bail on this camera angle. And let's see where the accordion starts, Mean Gene, because that's what's going to create this wreck, I think. Oh, no. Smith gets into Walton. Sends Walton down the track into the 53. Nothing anyone that can do. That's Bollinger right there, our points leader. He actually is able to keep it straight so far. Up the track goes Walton. Big hit from Sean Walton. That'll be a fast repair. Amato destroyed. Walton continues to get murdered. Jacks the ball on the bottom there, getting through. Tony Iverson getting through the 18 of Parham. But look who's collected here. Dodson in there. Thornton. I know Hillman got some damage there. The 27 there. Oh, Mero trying to get through it. I believe he did. Wow, Mean Gene. That was a dramatic one.
So it looked like what? Smith just not lined up on that bumper?
Yeah. A bad push. And how many times did we say that yesterday?
And you're going in the corner. And you're going in the corner there.
And that was slow-mo. So now let's watch real time how fast this happens. Boom. These aren't even blocks. I'm not going to even call these blocks. These are just line adjustments. That was a sexy. I like that. That looks cool. They're entering. It's not just a bad push by Smith. And this isn't me bullying Smith. It's a bad timed push. That is the worst
you can't
time
do that in the
to
turn.
push. Entering the corner. The car's nearly in the air with that banking change, and there's just nothing Walton can do. The car's completely in the air. It is a racing deal. I'm sure Walton not in the best mood about that one right there. But a lot happened quick there. And there we go. This is a live shot of Sean Walton there. Kind of surprising, Mean Gene. He has not collected any damage to my knowledge until then. So it looks like he's electing to not use his fast repair yet and get that thing fixed the hard way.
Hey, if you can, right, save it. You save it as long as you can.
You do.
When we raced Bonfire Race League, I raced Sunday mornings. I saved mine at Auto Club. Had to repair like 3 minutes of damage. And then, 10 laps to go. Whammo. I needed that fast repair.
Yeah, no, and also at these tracks too, you're so dependent on the draft more than even the health of your race car that as long as you don't really have that front end damage that we know Walton didn't, he went straight ass first in that wall. So rear end damage is really what you want if you're gonna have some at these tracks here. Because you're very dependent on the draft. What it does hurt Walton what will hurt Walton, if that thing can't get entirely fixed, Mean Gene, is it's no longer really capable of leading lines with any sort of purpose, right? It doesn't have that horsepower anymore, but that doesn't mean you can't maintain.
And you will get spun. Get spun.
Your ability to win the race kind of comes down to the leader wrecking in front of you when you're running in second, right? You don't really have that ability to lead anymore. But how often, what was William Byron running yesterday before that wreck happened, right? He was in ninth. So, right? You can win. I'm sorry, Manjin. See, it's easy for me because as a Kyle Larson fan, I don't go into these things with any expectations. So I know my heart's gonna get broken. My heart doesn't even get broken.
No, I was actually grunting at Byron. The guy's done nothing wrong.
No.
His entire career, but I just don't like him. I don't know what it is. He's just boring.
I mean, do you know where he learned how to race?
RC cars?
On a computer. On a computer, as Rick Allen would say. Yeah, William Byron, probably honestly, for being totally giving him all the credit, I think him and Ty Bincheski, in my opinion, the two best examples of making all us proud, right? Like the dream is always there. William Byron did not drive a real race car until he was a teenager, and it was all through iRacing.
Oh, well, I'm a teenager mentally. Let's go.
Yeah,
let's go.
Both of us are, me and Gene. Here we go, lights off.
Lights are off. It looks like Andrew Bolander is going to be your control car. He's chosen the outside. Matt Tucker 3000. He's going to be on the inside on that front row. Daniel Smith, Justin Parham, Hillman, and Iverson, Kyle, and Bollinger. That is going to be your top 6 other guys to keep an eye on. Medina making his way up. David Owens finally also making an appearance into the top 10. So high side hustlers are ready to do it. Great jump on that outside by the 8. It's so good. He's going to bring Parham with him. Tucker fights back. Tucker Smith on the inside. Parham needs help. Iverson a little bit back, and Hillman also back. That's a big jump by Bolander, but that's not what you want at Daytona. He might get eaten alive.
This is too big of a run, Mean Gene. This is way too big of a run, and it wasn't just a good jump. It was, but that 66 missed a shift or something. He did not go. 31 went straight in the back of him, and there you go. They formed back up, not as violent as we expected. We saw that cost Zach Engel the race yesterday in the BRL. Too big of a jump on a restart, costing him the lead, but the Ada Bolander able to form back up there, get the push, and handle it from Tucker. Dude, they're doing a good job there, but yeah, Tucker with a rough restart there. I mean, Gene, absolutely. Maybe spun the tires or missed the gear. He did not go.
26 cars still on the lead lap. We are on lap 39. Remember, the end of lap 40 will award points for the top 10 finishers. Bolander right now, though, laying it down. He's got Matt Tucker on him coming into the turn, and there. Oh, Smith learned his lesson. He actually backed off and didn't make contact with the bumper going into the turn. Thankfully, fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, won't get fooled again. A la George Bush.
A fool can't be fooled again. But there goes Bolander looking for the stage win. And I'm curious.
40, this is the one.
I'm curious about Hillman and those guys as well. Me and Gene, they were in that wreck. How are their cars okay?
Iverson.
Aggressive move.
A strong move.
Aggressive move on the inside of Parham there by Iverson. Here we go for the stage. Looks like Bolander just clears sailing, and he's getting pushed by Tucker. Tucker, good move by him. I don't think he should have any interest in those stage points as a part-timer over here. Helping out Bolander get the stage win. Great job by him. And our top 5 there, Bolander, Tucker, Parham, Iverson, and Jose Medina all collected stage points.
Daniel Smith, Case of Beer, Hillman, Sally Sanders. That's going to be your top 10. Okay. Tucker, he was a buddy that time, but now it's time for the win, and everybody wants that trophy up on their shelf. So I expect that allyship will end when there's just 2 to go. A little bit further back, we see side-by-side racing again. Now 2X Racing starting to make their way through the field. I can actually see some of those guys pushing up. Jack Sanders into 11th, Macy Smalley into 12th, Mero running 15th, Kyle
Jose!
running 16th.
Jose Medina!
Oh, Medina contact! Sully, Thornton.
Big
Walton
hits.
doesn't
Oh,
let off
Sully
again.
in it.
What a stud.
Mazda
What a
in it.
stud.
Oh,
Sean
no.
Walton doesn't let off again, and it pays off again. What a beast.
Yeah, until that goes wrong, and he racks up a penalty for that, but he does it again. If there's ever a time to do it, it is here at Daytona, Mean Gene. I don't want to get into...
Lots of cars got ate up in the back, too, the secondary wrecks.
I'm not going to get too into that. I'll just say I don't celebrate driving through wrecks like that, but at Daytona, sometimes you do what you got to do, right? This, though, Mean Gene, I don't know what went wrong here with Jose Medina. Keep your eye on that 54. He's in no
That's
man's
that
land
Marlboro
here.
white car.
Yes, he is.
His buddy Sully.
He's going to come down not clear. Not even a little bit. And into the grass he goes. And I don't know why Thornton gets so loose there, but he does. Maybe reacting to that. Oh, and that's going to collect David Owens there. Buddy Sully goes for a spin for the second time today. 53 of Bollinger saying no more today. I'm sick of that.
Mm-hmm. Look at the 26 of Mason Smalley getting through there.
And there goes
That's the 27
Walton.
of Kyle. Oh, the 905 gets hit.
Before I said I was stupid, it was Moses who parted the Red Seas, right?
Bobby Dodson. Yeah, go back. Let's look at the in-car cam of Walton again.
Yeah.
I love looking at the in-car cam of Walton. Let's watch those RPMs as he drives through.
He has that power, Mean Gene. He can part the Red Seas. It's impressive.
You know the secret to doing that, right? You get one hand on the wheel and the other hand you cover your eyes. You scream Leroy Jenkins as loud as you can.
That must be why I haven't gone pro yet. This is Wingfield. That's not Sean Walton.
That's him. That's him.
Stupid. All right, here we go. Real time.
It's Sean Walton, DBA Wingfield.
So
watch that. He's got Joe in front of him. He doesn't care. Leroy Jenkins.
That honestly was a great job by Walton. He saw the hole that he needed, and then he checked up when appropriate, right? Because he could have destroyed David Owens here. Let's go back one more time.
He almost killed. Look at Joe.
Watch
you can
the
see Joe in the extends on the right.
And watch the RPMs once he sees Owens is checking up. That's a good job. That's a really good job.
Wow.
And it's
Wow.
Sean Walton must feel like he's just invincible right now.
Yeah.
Besides what happened.
It, like Cletus? I was like a bald
I was ripping like a bald eagle. I thought I was the greatest race car driver in the world.
And then he took out. Right now, Sean Walton's got a hot rod.
Right now, he's saying, "How about now? How about now?" Justin.
All right. So after that excitement, lots of people taking this opportunity to go into the pits. Justin Parham currently being shown as our leader. He's got Tony Iverson next to him. Good for Tony for getting through that foolishness. And let's take this opportunity to go ahead and give a little shout out to our sponsors. This race is brought to you by Chantilly Lace. Chantilly Lace, they do weddings, they do bar mitzvahs, they do all occasions that you would like to be memorialized through print and digital video. Chantilly Lace to satisfy all of your needs for your special events. Thanks, guys, for helping us sponsor this race. This is race 6 of our 12-race season here, the MRL Monday Night Mayhem live on MRL Broadcasting.
Yeah, so excited to have a sponsor like Chantilly Lace here, me and Gene, because I'm in the midst of helping me and my fiance plan a wedding, and it's so hard, me and Gene. Do you know what I had to do before this broadcast today? And this just goes to show just how brutal it is to plan a wedding.
What's that?
I had to go try all our different cookies that we're going to be offering at the wedding. I know, like...
Oh, you poor man.
I know. It's just the worst. The other day, I had to go to a restaurant. We're going for a rehearsal dinner, and they gave us, like, hundreds of dollars worth of free food. So it's a horrible experience having to do this. So great to have a company. But in all seriousness, though, I will say one thing that we are stressed about, though, me and Gene, photography. Because you only get one shot at it, right? Hopefully. And... you want those moments captured right, and I did my my homework on Chantilly Lace, and man, they are so good. Not only do they capture, like, you know, the beautiful moments, but they capture, like, the energy of the wedding, which is so important, to where you can look back at those pictures, I think, and remember the night for like what it was and not just, like the moments that everyone else had, right? You want to look at those pictures and be like, oh, I remember this and that. And they do a great job of that. And that's why they have so many awards. And the fact that they're a sponsor of ours is it's pretty badass.
All right, so Carr's taking this opportunity to get a little bit of fuel.
Look at
Might
those.
as well top off one more time.
Look at that 25, that 26.
I am a little bit worried right now. Sean Walton in the pits. Perhaps he had a little bit more damage unaware of, but right now Walton parked in the pits being shown a lap down
remember
from the other cars.
Remember me, Gina, Sean Walton was in that wreck before that one and did not use that fast repair, so maybe a little bit of leftover damage to get fixed. He has done the important thing.
He's a lap down now. He's just sitting there.
Wow, you're right. He's a lap. Thank God he said that. I was gonna say he's trying to sit in the lead lap. There he goes. Is he the only one a lap down right now?
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming that he's assuming correctly that there'll be another wreck, right? So look at that lap back.
There might not be.
You know where we are.
There might not be.
You know where we are.
Just because there were 13 cars that were given penalties last year
doesn't mean with the 35 to go we have another wreck. No, you're right.
Yeah, exactly. All right, lights are off. Justin Parham, your control car. He's the black car on the inside. Tony Iverson, he is in second. He's the black car on the outside. Iverson with the white lettering on the hood. Parham with the black and red. Alex Hillman, he's the black car in third on the inside.
Look at
the pace car is off. We're keeping an eye on Parham going into the Geico restart zone. Parham, late jump. Iverson rolled it with him. That's going to let Iverson stay a lot closer than we've seen any other restart. Oh, and quickly, Case of Beer drops down, abandoning Iverson, and that's going to put Parham, Hillman, and here comes Smalley finally to give Iverson some luck. Inside lane, Case of Beer thought that would work. 6 cars on the inside, 5 on the outside. Those groups are trying to work. We'll see which lane wins as they're going into turn 3.
Yeah, I mean, Gene, those alliances, right? We've talked so much about that. We know Case of Beer and Hillman working together. You know they talked about that far before they went green, had that plan. And here's a far more obvious alliance, Mean Gene, looking like Formula 1 out here. Look at the 27 Club. 4 cars with identical paint schemes. I got to say, that looks awesome. I love that. I'm a fan of that.
They look like yellow jackets.
It's old school, too, right?
Wow. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Mason Smalley up at the front. If I'm Austin Merrow, though, Merrow's running in the 28. He's in 6th. I still got PTSD from the abuse I got last week. I'm watching out for anybody on the apron coming back on the track.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But you're right. You can see those 4 black cars. Right now, outside lane needs to get it together. Abandoned quickly. Hunter Hall jumps down to the bottom, and that's going to leave that outside lane of Mazza and Merrow on their own. Inside lane making it work right now.
Mean Gene, this is starting to feel like a manufacturer's race in real NASCAR, is it not? These are giant alliances we're starting to see form here. So I'm going to tell you what I think is going to happen here. I think Iverson knows what's happening here. He is not stupid. We know that about Tony Iverson. I think he just saw what happened with the DDI and Case of Beer's team formed together there, and he can look his eyes. He can see that 27 Club all around him. I think the second that Mason Smalley goes to the top to form back up with the rest of his team, I would not be surprised to see Iverson follow him up there. That's who I'd go with if I was Iverson. That's why you saw Hunter Hall make such an aggressive move to the bottom there to be with his team. These guys are doing an exceptional job of staying together, Mean Gene. And you can tell right now with these big alliances that it's go time, right? We saw the 27 Club in the back of the field in the entire first half of this race. And now here all of them are in our top 10 trying to get to the front.
Yeah, these guys making it work. A little update here. Looks like Buddy Sully also a lap down now. He's still running in the middle of the field, somewhere around 15th, 16th. He's right around Thornton, Matt Novella, Joe Volpis. But Buddy Sully is a lap down right now. So if there was a caution, it would be Buddy as the lucky dog and not Sean Walton. And Sean also 15 seconds behind that lead pack. So he's going to have a little bit of work to do. Something wrong with that 23 car. Tony Iverson now.
Oh,
still,
bad.
Oh, wow.
Oh, what a save by Parham. Oh, my goodness. Not a straight push at all by the 905 of Mazda. Just not good communication there between the two drivers, and I cannot believe that wasn't bigger than it was, Mean Gene.
Nah, I think Daniel Smith got on the radio, said I wouldn't do that.
As he sits back in 20th place saying, I've had enough. I'll see you guys with 10 to go.
Yeah, y'all do what you do, because we've seen these cars. You can work your way through the draft with the right aggression level.
Yeah, you really can, and the right lane choice, right? It seems like that top lane, you can get spots there early in the run before it becomes what we're seeing now, where everyone kind of seems to lose faith in it.
Look on that inside lane. Look on that inside lane right behind Brandon Guerin. You can see 3 of the 4 2X cars.
3 wide, Mean Gene, as well.
No!
Look at
Owens on the outside.
Owens is done waiting. He went to Daytona this week, and he said, I saw them do that. I can do that. I'm David Owens. And look at him taking them 3 wide.
Oh, my word. They are 3 wide. He's got Buddy Sully, teammate, pushing him. Joe Amato, East Coast Alliance guy, getting involved. Parham on the inside. Andrew Bolander tried to get involved. Little bit of blinking there going on, and there Amato's back without any incident.
Also, what I'm saying, Mean Gene, Buddy Sully not only working with his teammate to try to help him to the front, but look who's leading. It's their third teammate, Tony Iverson. So you know what Buddy Sully's thinking right now? Let me help you get up there, David Owens. And what I'm going to do once we get up there, I'm going to get my lap back the hard way, and you guys will let me do it, right? Because I just helped you, teammate, so I don't even need the lucky dog anymore.
No, it's a conspiracy to keep my boy Sean down. He's going to just ride.
Oh! Did you see that entry there in front of Hall, Mean Gene?
Wow,
oh my goodness,
wow.
Justin Parham, that guy is not afraid of anything.
There goes 2 of his 9 lives. He had one with the save on the wall and 1 right there. So Parham with 7 of his 9 lives remaining.
Look how much Hunter Hall had to check up to give that little. I'm not even sure if that hole was there, Mean Gene, but Parham found a way. But look how much it checked them up. Now forming 2 little groups here, Mean Gene. Very interesting. And look at that, David Owens. I think you're going to see this, Mean Gene. Watch if Owens is able to get to the front. First thing he's going to do is dip back down and take Buddy Sully with him.
Yep. Buddy Sully giving a hard push on the outside. Remember, Sully is a lap down, but he's been putting down fast laps all day. Joe Amato giving him a push. David Owens being shown as your new leader. He's going to come around and get him some points in the regular season. Question is he going to let Sully get his lap back the old-fashioned way, or are they going to play games and keep Sean Walton a lap down by having him remain, Buddy Sully remain the lucky dog candidate?
Look at these pushes, Mean Gene. Buddy Sully and David Owens are definitely in the same Discord. So is Buddy Sully telling him, hey, buddy? Well, that's his name, actually, so that's probably not what he calls
Literally.
people.
Hey, buddy.
He probably doesn't call people buddy, does he? But hey, guy,
No.
Can I have my lap back? I helped you up here. You led your lap. Give me my lap back just in case there's a caution here. And here we go. Here comes the 8 and the 31 up to the top. Daniel Smith has seen enough. Oh, and Owens throws the block. Didn't expect that.
Oh, David Owens said, hell no.
He really
Hell
did.
to the now. Wow. And Bolander says, let me give you a little extra for what you just did. You want mustard on that hot dog? Because I got a pocket full.
I think David Owens just thought that Buddy Sully was like a little girl who needed help and put his cape on and said, don't worry, I got this. And just did the most insane move ever. That was
Meanwhile,
crazy.
back there, 3 wide. Look at Bolander, Kyle, and Sanders 3 wide. Kyle quickly falls back behind Bollinger. Did not want any part of that 3 wide. So 2X still playing the long game. You can see Kevin Kyle not wanting to take those chances right now, especially with 26 laps to go.
Who just shot down the track, Mean Gene? That was David Owens.
What is Owens
Oh
doing?
my
He
God,
is
what's
out
this
of control
maniac
today.
doing? Is he still drunk from
Buddy
Daytona?
Sully now in the front.
David Owens, like a chicken with its head cut off, re-enters at 200 miles per hour, entering turn 1, and somehow makes it work.
Oh my word. And that, look at how the accordion
Oh.
effect on that outside lane.
And these
Buddy
guys,
Sully slowing down that whole outside lane. What a teammate. What a teammate.
definitely the agenda there, Mean Gene, for sure.
Did you see it? He backed up that whole lane 8 cars deep And that let Owens get back on course, and guess magically who's in the lead? David Owens. But he's still got Andrew Bolander with that spicy mustard riding co-pilot right behind him. Buddy Sully, Andrew Bolander, and now Buddy Sully giving Bolander some crazy push.
Look at the checkups.
I want that guy as my teammate.
I mean, Bolander has done a great job. He's been up there all day, Mean Gene. This is getting so crazy. I just saw Brendan Guerin. Oh, look at Hillman and Sully there. Be careful,
Sully
Hillman.
Split. Sully going backwards.
Hillman there just told Sully, just get out of my way, and I've seen that from Hillman before, and it at times rubs drivers the wrong way, but with the way that field was going, I can't blame Hillman. No one was giving anyone anything there. You had to be selfish. But, man,
Buddy let off, dude. Buddy was on the outside lane. He's a lap down. He's trying to help his buddy. He knows that he is the lucky dog, and he slowed that whole outside lane down. No way that all of a sudden 10 cars check up on that outside unless something funky happened. And that looked like Buddy Sully making sure that his teammate David Owens stayed up in that front when he had that off-course incident.
And that checkup was so violent, Mean Gene, that Brendan Guerin had to go down to the apron to avoid it. I'm actually seeing front-end damage, too. That could be from that. But he was the last car in that pack, and because of that, he's lost the draft. That was an uncharacteristically massive... Oh, and there's Sean Walton getting lapped. Walton doing the right thing, holding his line on the bottom. That is... It's I mean this selfish as a good way for Walton. That's the right way to try to get the pack a lap down and not lose it. The top really gives you no hope. So as you see, it did work for Walton. Checked up the pack enough to where he should be able to keep the draft and not let the bleeding continue to go on, because if Walton loses another lap, this thing is over for him. So that was the right thing to do. He held his line, kept the draft, and didn't cause any mayhem up here, because these guys have plenty of it. Daniel Smith up to the front here again with David Owens, who for some reason just wants to lead every single lap. This guy is driving like crazy right now, and I'm not complaining, though. It's been so entertaining. And there we go, split in the middle right there. A few cars, I think, kind of trying to show their noses in the middle or on the top, show those 3-out opportunities, Mean Gene, and hoping someone goes with them. And there you see then, again with Tucker, will Sully follow him.
Tucker 3 wide with Hillman. Bolander on the inside, pushing Owens. Finally, 2 wide. Tucker cuts down to the apron. Hillman goes high. Daniel Smith still in the lead. Matt Tucker coming with momentum. We're side by side, 10, 12 cars deep.
And only 22 to go, Mean Gene, and I don't think these guys have enough fuel to make it the whole way, so that's going to be interesting, too. If you're leading this field, that's not good for fuel. Your fuel consumption, when you are in the front of the pack like a Smith or Hillman is right now, is so much more violent than it is if you are able to check up and run about 70%, 60% at sometimes, throttle deeper in the pack. So that will be interesting to see if that happens, but I don't think it will. I cannot believe we haven't had a yellow yet, the way these guys are going for it.
Yeah, look at Sean Walton did not stay with that lead group, and now I'm looking as he is getting passed by that second group as well. That second group is being led by Jose Medina, Joe Volpis with that group as well. Those guys are about 3 seconds, almost 4 seconds behind that lead group, and with only 6 cars in that second pack, they're going to need something to happen if they want to catch up to that lead group of 16.
So tough for Walton, because I'm sure it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't type of situation, right? Assuming he didn't use that fast repair and he elected to have it manually repaired and accepted going a lap down to make sure that was fixed properly.
2 down.
Yeah, that's the risk you take, Mean Gene, right? Especially if you're not able to reform that draft initially like he wasn't. But in the back of your mind, right, you're thinking, well, I'm not going to use it now because this race has been so crazy and I can't afford to use my other race car right now. Let me just let this play out, and when it goes the way it did with Walton, and you feel like you've done everything right, right? He's had so much wreck avoidance. None of the wrecks have been his fault. It's frustrating. It's the nature of Daytona.
It is, and then all of a sudden, Buddy Sully cruises around, goes a lap down, and now you need 3 cautions just to get back.
Look who's about
on that lead lap.
Look who's about to complicate this further. Jax Duvall, also without the draft, about to go a lap down.
Oh, that is really unfortunate. Jax Duvall down 23 spots. He was in some
yellow's out,
foolishness. And there's a caution. That's going to get Buddy Sully back on the lead lap unless he was part of it.
Looks like we had a Nick Mazda crash, actually. Let's take a look here. And I don't know how we missed it because it was right there. Here's Mazda.
Well,
oh, nope, there it is.
Wow.
Can't
He got
blame
into one of the two X boys. So the
Yeah.
Yellow Jackets got him.
He got stung.
He got stung.
I'm gonna go ahead and say there, me and Gene, that I don't think you can blame the 2X boys there. I think the new words of the day today are not clear. Not clear, buddy. This is tell me if he was clear here.
Well, you can see he's kind of looking in the middle. Not a spot, and he brings it down right in front of the 25, and Jack Sanders, nowhere to go, just stays on it.
Yeah.
Hopes he doesn't take any front end damage. Oh, somebody went sideways.
Yeah.
What was that about?
I think that was Matt Novella. Am I right? It was. Wow, I'm good.
Wow, Tokyo Drift.
It was as awesome as it looked. Oh, so yeah.
Oh, he looks like he hit Bobby and Steve Lewis.
Did Lewis not check up? What happens here? Checking up for the wreck. Oh, now Bryson gets into Lewis.
Ooh.
Not Lewis's fault.
Go back again. Who's that other? There's another blue car.
It was Bryson Dodson. Gets in front of them.
Well, there's two of them. Who's that other one? Is that Swingle, the 97?
That's Volpus in the 07 in front of them right there.
Oh, no.
Yeah. So that's
All right.
Medina leading the group. Let's go slow-mo here.
All right, so Novella whacked Joe. Little weird.
Well, Dodson whacks.
Because they're going in the turn. You can't do that in the turn.
And they're checking up the wreck in front of them, Mean Gene. They're definitely seeing that wreck in front of them and checking up.
Uh-huh.
So I think you're going to see Medina checks up Volpus. And now keep your eye on the 32 behind Lewis here. Boom. There's that boop. Sends Lewis into the 56.
Oh, so Bobby called the 56 in the corner pocket, and it was a combo off the 88.
Nailed it. Oh.
And look at Brandon Guerin's like, Jesus, no.
It's like, this is why we were back here, guys, for this not to happen.
Oh, and then look at that. Novella comes up into Louis, and Louis into the wall.
Mm-hmm. I don't think anything terminal
Did
there.
Joe get through that without any damage?
He did.
How did Joe end up? Did Joe touch the wall?
Nope, totally fine. Him and Medina out of there, completely unscathed.
All right, so that should let Buddy Sully in the pits right now, get back on the lead lap.
Yeah, that was Buddy Sully definitely the lucky one there. Not just that, Mean Gene, but Buddy Sully ahead of the wreck, right? So not having to think about that 0x we talk so much about. All too often, even in a push draft, Mean Gene will be a 0x. And if that happens, when a caution comes out and you're the lucky dog, say goodbye to your lucky dog. That's gone.
And it is a conspiracy because now Nick Mazza, he takes his turn, goes a lap down to keep my boy Sean Walton off the lead lap.
Mazda involved that wreck as well, Mean Gene. So I'm assuming Mazda
had a conspiracy.
It is. It's got to be. What else could it be?
It's a conspiracy.
Same reason they got on lost yesterday.
But Sean Walton right now is the lead car right behind the pace car. So if Sean can hold his position.
Yeah, that'll be one lap for Walton there.
He could get it back the old-fashioned way.
He'll get one there, right? So he'll be one down now. So that's something, right? We got
trying to keep a man down. Don't keep him down.
Don't keep him down.
He's a peacock. He's a peacock. Let him fly.
Everyone in this league is a peacock, are they not?
It's true.
But I will say, that one lap down for Walton that's big for him, Mean Gene, because 17, it's gonna be 16 to go when we go green here. That's a lifetime at Daytona, right?
We'll see.
We shall. A lot of cars still on the lead lap as well, right? We got quite a few.
Oh yeah, we still got. I'm showing 24 cars on the lead lap. Nick Mazza is the first car a lap down. Nick back into the pits again. Maybe he's getting a little bit of repair done. I'm not really sure, but with the lights off of the pace car in the pits is not where you want to be. Sean Walton finally does fade back to the rear of the field. Actually, he is hauling around. Looks like Sean is going to get a wave around. So he's trying to get. He's being crafty. He's getting it back the best he can.
Yeah, he got that wave around there. I mean, Gene, all the lead lap cars not wanting to deal with fuel because, like we've talked about a lot, we got 3 potential overtime restarts, and if there's anywhere you're going to see them all used, it's here, right? So none of the lead lap cars wanting to deal with that, all coming in for fuel. So that is all Walton had to see. Drives around to the front of the pace car and gets one back. So yeah, now all he has to do, Mean Gene, is be that first car one lap down, and that lucky dog will be his.
Yeah, he's just got to beat Mazza, and the way Mazza keeps going into the pits, you got to think something's wrong with that 905 car. Lights off on the pace car. Daniel Smith back in the front. That 31 Toyota has just been moving. It's probably something to do with that beautiful Pennzoil paint scheme. Matt Tucker, 3000. Good to see him back in the field. He is running on the outside. Second place, Alex Hillman, David Owens, Jonathan Quesabir, Joe Amato. Amato has had some pretty impressive pushes in the corner, so let's keep an eye on that number 19 of Joe Amato. He's the third car in the inside row. See what he does with it. Jonathan Quesabir as well, second place last year. Right now he's running in sixth place. We're into the Geico restart zone. Great jump by Daniel Smith. Gets a push from Owens at just the right moment. So fast that the front three cars on the inside row pull away, and that's going to push Matt Tucker straight backwards. Inside row top three now moving. David Owens abandons Smith immediately, takes Joe Amato on the outside with him. Amato and Owens hooking up on the outside. Inside row, though, had six cars. We'll see how long Owens can hold this lead, but right now, David Owens cuts down in front of Smith. This is some impressive driving.
Yeah, this is some intense driving, Mean Gene. The alliance is still forming here, but you can also see a few people being selfish here and having to make some decisions to make sure they can have a chance to win this race. Just to quickly touch on Mazza, don't forget he was the initial cause of that second wreck we were taking a close look at, Mean Gene, so he is still fixing that car. 3 wide, Tucker taking Hillman and Amato, and look at Daniel Smith going to take this opportunity as well to go the outside of David Owens. Everyone here taking positions where they can get them.
Yep. 2 wide, 10 cars deep, 11, 12 cars deep. As we see all these cars still in the lead lap. Daniel Smith getting a hard push on that outside by Tucker. Inside lane is Owens getting pushed by Hillman. They're under the lights here at Daytona, lap 66 out of 80. Everybody just pitted. Pit gas shouldn't be a problem for your front runners. Look at Iverson in the middle.
Iverson stuck. Will this end up being no man's land? Will anyone want to help him? I'm not sure if that was a bad push that put him there, but Iverson not getting what he needs right here. Me and Genie needs someone to come out there, and look at that. This may be all the way back to about 15th here for Iverson. There goes Steve Lewis there, and you also have Parham potentially trying to help here, but oh boy, that may have cost Iverson a little bit of position. As you see Smith and Tucker trying to break away from this field and make it so it's just them two racing amongst themselves, but so many little pockets of racers we're seeing form here, Me and Gene.
Daniel Smith still with the lead, getting pushed by Matt Tucker. Joe Volpus now cuts down to the apron. He's got Austin Merrow and Mason Smalley, 2 of Team 2X, pushing Volpus on the inside. Tony Iverson, there's Amato contact. Amato hits Iverson, sends him up into the wall.
Iverson just non-committal on lanes, Me and Gene, and good checkup by Hall and
Bobby Dodson, Hunter Hall, Brandon Guerin, Steve Lewis.
I love that by Hall. I've taught him well, Mean Gene. It's annoying, but just stop the race car. Better than damaging it. Good job. Iverson just could not choose a line there, Mean Gene, and he paid for it. I could see that thing come from a mile away. I don't know about you.
Yeah, I mean, there was so many 3 wides happening. It was just inevitable. Joe Volpus is going to be shown as the leader, pulling up behind that pace car. So Joe, good work by Joe. But now something that everybody needs to think about, there will be 23 cars on that lead lap.
Including Sean Walton. Yep.
Sean Walton will be the lucky dog.
So let's break this one down, Me and Gene, and what do you already see here? As we haven't even pressed play yet, but I'm already seeing something wrong here. Why is Iverson half a lane higher than he should be, right?
He's got to fade.
And this is, we've talked so much about when do you want your pushes. You are just as responsible as the car being pushed to be where you should be in these sketchy moments of the track. So let's hit play here, Me and Gene. And I think we're going to watch here just Iverson not know what line he wants to be in. So now you're not even in a lane, right? You are not on the outside. You're not on the inside. And now that is not Amato's responsibility to let you back in. And he's not going to check up for you.
I wonder if Iverson knew the pushes. Oh, poor Louie. God bless him.
And
now they're kissing.
We haven't yet. And before it's over, I mean, sure, we'll get more, but I mean, let's do it, right?
Oh, and Louie comes down into Guerin. God bless him.
Boom.
Dang it. The T-bone of the race.
Oh,
God bless him.
And there's been
poor
more.
Brandon, too, man. Brandon has been getting jinxed And then he did pull out a dub on a Friday night series race. And now here he is getting wrecked again at no fault of his own.
No.
And there goes John. He's back on the lead lap. They can't hold my boy down.
No, they can't. And he deserves it. He has thought through everything, Mean Gene, and now he gets to, with probably about 10 to go, 9 to go, have a chance at this win. And look who's leading the field now, the 07 of Vulpes. He's been quiet today, and we have not talked enough about him. But he's been up there, has he not? And now he has a chance to win this, and we know that guy is capable of getting it done on a track like this.
Yeah, and, Joe's not out there by himself. Remember, Joe is part of the East Coast Alliance. So Jax Duvall is a teammate of his, and I imagine that they're probably chatting a little bit with those high-side hustlers with that connection to David Owens. Also, we saw him work with Joe Amato, but boy, Joe Amato's had some hard pushes, and he's blinked a little bit also, which kind of adds to the confusion of how much you can trust a teammate. Matt Novella also, even though he is a DDI driver, is close with that group. Boy, this field is just flipped. Look at that. Vulpes up 9 spots in first. Austin Merrow up 15 in third. Tucker up 15 in fourth. All of the top 10 drivers are plus in the green from their starting position. Whereas if you look at 14th through 19th, those guys have dropped immensely. And then the big droppers today so far, Eric Thornton being shown a lap down, 22 spots down in 25th, and Nick Mazza still trying to get that car fixed. I'm going to keep an eye on Tony Iverson, though. He is a lap down, finally pulling it out. That's tough. Tough day for Tony.
Very, very tough. And Tony actually kind of characteristically struggles with these plate tracks. I understand that. It took me a long time to even be not a danger to everyone around me at these tracks, if I'm being honest, Mean Gene. And actually, to expanding your Novella point a little bit, I can actually give you some insight on that one, too. Novella, while he does race for DDI points, he doesn't race in the DDI Discord. He still races in the main Discord with the biggest group of drivers. Novella, an OG of this league, joining DDI. Novella, an amazing friend of ours and an awesome dude, and someone that we're very lucky to have on Team Daily Drivers Inc. But it's kind of more of like a racer alliance, if that makes sense, right? He definitely is still driving with and communicating with the main group of guys. So yeah, you're right, me and Gene. When you look at Novella, he's always one of those guys who's going to be keeping his team top of mind, but that's not who he's communicating with at all times.
Well, I'm going to take a little peek, actually. Looks like High Side Hustlers is exclusive. Sully Owens, Thornton, Iverson. 2X Racing is exclusive. Austin Merrow, Jack Sanders, Kevin Cobb, Mason Smalley. And then look at this group. Brandon Guerin, Jax Duvall, Joe Amato, Joe Vulpes, Jose Medina, Matt Novella, Nick Mazza, Steve Lewis, all in a group together.
Yep.
Hillman, Dodson, Hunter Hall, Jonathan K. Sabir, all in a group together. Yep. Daniel Smith out there raw dogging it, man. You gotta be rooting for that guy.
We called it, right, too?
No friends.
We said he was leading. It's like, that's why, right? You got no friends. You might as well go out there and lead the thing. And
he's like, hey, you want to work together? Yes, I do. Talking to himself.
Well, like I said, Gene, Novella not with the DDI Alliance. So there you go. But nonetheless, big group says we're getting ready to go green here.
All right. The pace car is off. Joe Vulpes in the 07 Ford is your control car. Waits. He accelerates late. He's going to bring Austin Merrow with him. Merrow trying to recover from the foolishness last week at Bristol. Daniel Smith on the outside's got Matt Tucker pushing him. Tucker looking impatient. Owens on the outside as well. Looks to make it 3 wide. Tucks back down behind Justin Parham. Outside lane making a hard charge. Tucker pushes Smith past Vulpes. Parham, Amato now in the middle. That's not where you want to be.
No, it's really not. And
look at him.
Look at Owens at the bottom. Owens is just absolutely going for it right there. He went 3 wide immediately, Mean Gene. He was trying to go for 3 wide before we got to 1. No one really followed him, and he did a good job filing back in to not lose the draft. And man, somehow finds a good enough push to find himself in the front of the inside line. I'm sure that's where Owens would love to be right now. I think he just wants to be leading a line, Mean Gene, and have a chance to get that 11 car to the front.
Yep, he's got Joe Vulpes, Austin Merrow pushing him outside lane though. Smith, Tucker, Parham, Bolander, and Colin Bollinger. There's the 25 of Sanders. Finally, Joe Amato, he drops out of that outside lane, trying to lead it. Case of Beer going to make it 3 wide.
Look at that.
Trying to get ahead of that middle group. Side drafting slows the progress of Case of Beer. Duval coming in now. Case of Beer touches Sanders.
Big one there. Case of Beer in it. Hillman in it. The 905 of Mazda. That's going to be it for him. Hunter Hall in it. I think I saw.
Oh, Sanders into the wall.
That.
Oh, and look, it's still happening.
Careful, Brandon. Sean Walton's like, oh, wow. Thanks, guys.
Golly gee.
It looked like, I mean, that's obviously one of my, one of my guys, me and Gene, so you go ahead and break this one down. What it looked like to me at first was netcode, but easy to be wrong here. I'm trying to find where that started. I think it was Case of Beer, right?
Let's look at it, and then let's look at that in-car and show them RPMs, and then we'll know what is what.
And let's go for our chase as well, I think, because this...
All right, so you can see that's the 25 of Jack Sanders. That is the 08 of Hillman, and that is the 6 of Case of Beer.
So Hillman's going to come and try to help.
Case of Beer stuck in the middle. He could burp it and go to the outside. I think that's some netcode.
Little bit
I would have been there if I was Case of Beer.
Yeah, and I don't want to put anything on the 25 here.
No, comes down into Joe Volpus, goes back up into Hillman. The 27.
Oh, buddy, Sully.
Kevin Kyle.
Sully gets
through. Hillman smashed by Mazza. Matt Novella contact. Oh, God, and the 6 is done. Did you just see that? There's no way his front end ain't finished. Look at Jax Duval with the brakes and the wall.
That's literally all of DDI, me and Gene.
Wow.
Okay, so I don't want to put anything on the 55 here. I mean, I'm sorry, on the 25 here. Absolutely not putting anything on him here. But, man, this racetrack, I think it sometimes feels wider than it is. I think Case of Beer can be lower here. There's going to be some netcode, but Case of Beer should be lower.
I would have burped it. I would have burped it and just gone to the outside.
He's too high.
I would have.
And here, let me pause it right here. Actually, I'm going to go back a little bit.
Go to that in-car. Go to the in-car of Case of Beer. I'm curious about them RPMs.
Let's do that as well. All right, so we'll go back to about here. Oh, God, me and Gene. Press the wrong button.
Yeah, that side draft just got him. I know what Jonathan was thinking. He was thinking he could zip it and go to the bottom.
What I'm not understanding for Case of Beer is someone so good at this and who taught me this. The side draft is there for you on the bottom, not so much the top.
It just slowed his progress. Right there, he's done.
He shot the middle now, too. Let's see this.
And he's stuck. Look, he's stuck. And he's fading back. You can see the outside row going away.
He knows. Oh, and so you see Sanders come down a little bit. And Sanders, in my opinion, is entitled to that. They're both. Sanders is lower than he should be. He is absolutely lower than the 53. But Case of Beer at the same time should not be that high up. And that, I mean, and we're talking inches.
He's just like, I'm going to T-bone the stuffing out of you.
Oh, I guess that means.
And then, and look at that. Here comes Mazda to T-bone a little more. They both wanted a piece of that tank right there. They wanted the steak.
Oh, yeah, they got the whole thing.
Can you share a steak? That's like Lady and the Tramp sharing pasta.
Oh, it wouldn't be as romantic, would it?
Mm-mm.
But yeah, I mean, that to me is a super speedway incident.
It might have been some netcode at the beginning, but Case of Beer never let off all the way through the T-bone as well. So I think it was a little bit of netcode at the beginning, and then it turned into a Joey Logano situation.
Yeah.
Just balls to the wall.
And when you have less than 10 to go, I mean, Gene, I think also if you're Case of Beer, what you might be thinking there is, yeah, well, okay, you're lower than I'd like you to be, and I have nowhere to go, buddy. I don't think Case of Beer is thinking about maybe I have 2 or 3 inches below me that I don't know I have. I mean, right? It happens so fast. So I'm sure even Case of Beer may be thinking like, okay, let's make contact, and hopefully I'm enough to the side of you to where we kind of pancake it, and I don't pit maneuver you like what we saw happen. And yeah, I mean, Gene, again, we're talking like less than a second to be generous to make these decisions.
Yeah.
And that goes to the 25 as well.
I think you're right. Sanders definitely cut the wheel a little bit to say this ain't your spot.
Yeah, I think Sanders was also telling him that, like, don't you even think about it, buddy. Like, it's so complicated having a guy named Buddy in this league.
Buddy Sully. Every time you say Buddy,
I'm like, come up with a Buddy Sully didn't have anything to do with that one.
Guy.
Don't you think about a guy? And yeah, I think that also was a subtle way of the 25, because right in front of him were his teammates, so he's trying to protect his teammates and show him, nope, buddy. Oh my God, I just did it again. You're not doing this. You're not doing this. And I'm going to protect this right here. And yeah, I don't think that will be the last time we see that, Eugene. Only 5 to go when we go green here. And I can go to limb and say we'll probably see it again.
Yep. Okay, so a lot of damage in the back. We got 23 cars on the lead lap as Brandon Guerin and Tony Iverson get back into position. Steve Lewis being the first car shown a lap down. He's in 24th. So 23 cars are on your lead lap. Eric Thornton also still rolling. Nick Mazza in the pits again, trying to get his repair on.
He was in that one again,
23
too.
cars on the lead lap. Tony Iverson is the car in the back. You know he's still got some damage. Here we are. We are coming out of turn 4. Daniel Smith is your lead car. He's that Pennzoil on the outside. Matt Tucker 3000. That guy's been aggressive and abandoning people. But look at the two guys pushing right now. Joe Amato, second car on that outside lane. He'll push you in the middle of the turn. And Justin Parham on the inside. We've seen Parham so close to a victory the last 2 seasons. Maybe this is the day that Parham can break through. Pace car is off. We are about to see them go live. Daniel Smith on the outside takes some green. Look at Tucker sticking with him. Amato close to Smith is going to give him a push on the outside. David Owens, third car on the outside. Quickly, Tucker falls into that outside lane. Outside lane has 4 cars ahead of the inside lane. Daniel Smith is your leader. Amato cuts down. Nobody's waiting. Nobody's patient. Hard push from Tucker pushes Smith back into the lead. Outside lane has the momentum. Inside lane trying to make it work. Daniel Smith, your leader, going down that back stretch.
You can see Tucker looking for his moment there, and it may have passed as Owens goes to the inside, and Vulpes wanted to follow him, wasn't able to do it.
Look how quick Vulpes made that decision.
That was brilliant,
Great driving.
Exactly, that was brilliant. He realized quickly, I can't make that little hole there. Let me get back. The top one is still open. He's gonna live to see another day. Mean Gene. Jose Medina making quick work on the outside there. Buddy Sully on the lead lap. Also, yellow's out. Yellow's out.
Caution.
All right, let's take a look at this one. Looks like Alex Hillman may have been involved in this one.
I see the yellow jackets back there hitting the brakes.
Let's take a look. I don't fully... All right, here we go. Here's Hillman. See the Nava Mazda re-entering the track. I doubt he'll play a part in this. Look for the accordion in front of Hillman, Mean Gene. There's Case of Beer. Walton.
Yep, Hillman, Case of Beer. Iverson is in the middle. Looks like he touches. Is that the 53?
That's Hillman.
Oh, that's Hillman. Golly gee. No, Novella, don't do it.
All teammates again, besides Iverson, Mean Gene.
Oh.
Don't know what went wrong there. I think let's play this one real time. I don't think the slow motion gave us the checkup that I think actually happened here. Look for a big checkup here. This is gonna be real time.
I think we might have a green white.
There it is.
Here,
there
right?
it is. There it is.
That was 77.
Yep, there it is. There's the checkup. Yeah, I think sorry to cut you off. I agree with you, Mean Gene. I think we will be going green white checkered here for the first of 3 possible attempts. That was like 4 or 5 to go. So I agree with you. And man, I meant to say this before we went green. If this guy right here in that 31 car, Mean Gene, if he gets it done, we're naming that 1 car team Raw Dog Racing. Because wow, how impressive would that be?
Yeah. Yeah, this dude, I mean, second place last week. He was running second at Charlotte before the disconnect. Daniel Smith trying to, he's going to make a name for himself.
I think he's already done that, but he's undeniable now. Daniel, undeniable.
My whole life.
Yes, sir. Look at it. Wow. If that's Daniel Smith right there. Oh, that's cute. He actually has this like iRacing, like avatar there.
His little avatar.
I thought he went out and bought himself a Pennzoil fire suit.
Nice. I need one of those too.
I
wouldn't fit in. I couldn't zip it up in the middle though. It wouldn't quite work.
Well, it's because your driver weighs 120 pounds.
Yeah, boy. All right. Hey, I have a cat emergency.
Ooh.
I'll be right back.
Oh, okay, Tucker. Okay, deal with your cat. So while he deals with that, I'll get some music going so you guys can enjoy that as well. I do have my eye on Smith. It's really impressive, in my opinion. Like we've talked about, one of our privateers here, and not just that, running in Discord by himself, so not really communicating with anyone, at least not privately, right? When you communicate over the race comms, everyone can hear what you're saying, so everything that Daniel Smith has said during this race has been public information. He has not had those same, I think you've seen kind of like I don't want to say collusion, right? But that ability to work together as a restart begins, kind of that line choice that you'll see. You've seen guys like Owens do with Vulpes. You've also seen a lot of that with the 27 Club and quite a bit of it with Team DDI and Case of Beer's team as well. And wow, and what's also kind of surprising about that is sometimes, and I will say this too, guys, is it's such a luxury to have that team with you to help you through the race, and always know you have that pusher there for you that's going to prioritize your race as much as his. But that also does is you have that same kind of, I don't want to call it a burden, but it almost is, of making sure that your team is always where they need to be, and being there to help them the same way they're going to help you. It's kind of a luxury sometimes when you can be a 31 of Smith and just be selfish and only worry about yourself. And you're kind of seeing that be beneficial for him right now as he has the lead here with Tucker behind him. I'm also going to have my eye on that 11 of Owens. We saw Owens with a ton of urgency on that last restart. He definitely was racing like it was already time to go, not expecting another caution. So now, as this will be an overtime restart, undoubtedly, when we go green, it's going to be all the way to the top for someone like David Owens. Clearly very, very hungry right now and has had a ton of speed in that 11 car right there. I'm expecting him to, he'll be in the inside lane, so he won't have that same 3-wide opportunity that he had last restart where we saw him immediately try to go high. But I would not be shocked to see him split the middle. He has Buddy Sully, a teammate of his, right behind him. So I think he knows wherever Owens wants to go, Sully will follow him. So a lot of different things to look out for as we get ready to go green here.
And Amato. Amato's their boy, too.
That as well. Lights off the pace car, too, Mean Gene. So, yeah, this really, for someone like David Owens, could not be better in terms of coming out of here with that win and knowing you have the help you need. Especially, like, how much of a luxury is it when you have a Buddy Sully behind you, a great driver who's not just a teammate, but also, Mean Gene, he's part-time. He doesn't need the win the same way you do. I'm sure Buddy wants a trophy just as bad as Owens does, but he knows how much more it's going to mean to Owens in the grand scheme of this league.
Well, and it's going to be interesting also. Remember, David Owens left Gulf Coast Racing. So even though Vulpes and Owens very familiar with each other, friends off the track, on the track, there is no allegiance. So we're looking at that second row of the blue 07 of Vulpes and the 11 of David Owens. Buddy Sully, Joe Amato right behind them. Owens would rather have Sully, and Amato would rather be behind Vulpes. So be interesting to see what's going to happen. Justin Parham, hungry like the wolf, 4 rows back in 8. And Jose Medina also looking for his first MRL win up in the front. I would not be surprised if Medina sticks his nose where it's not supposed to be. Green-white checker about to happen. They are rolling into turn number 3. I'm expecting a heck of a green-white checker here, bud.
Oh, yeah, I mean, Gene, I would not be surprised if this is our first of 3 with the way these guys are racing. And all these guys still in the lead lap, I mean, Gene, they have to feel like they have a chance to win this thing, right? All the guys here.
Yeah.
I think have maybe led a lap. Probably 60% of these guys at least have led a lap today. So, oh, yeah, it's go time.
And look, I mean, look at 10th place. That's Andrew Bolander. He's been in the front. He's top 4 in points. He's like, I need a win. It's my turn.
Oh, yeah.
Behind him, Colin Bollinger, Kevin Kyle, they got nothing to lose. They're already in.
And
They can
Bollinger's
wreck, finish last. They're fine.
Bollinger's about where William Byron was this time yesterday.
Yeah. So, I mean, all these guys, Bobby Dodson, we've seen him run at the back. There's 2 more of those 2X Yellow Jacket cars. Here we go, going into the Geico restart zone. Daniel Smith, great start. That's the worst start we've seen from Tucker. He actually falls behind. He's side by side with Vulpes. They're side drafting. Daniel Smith, don't get too far ahead. Owens drops down with his former teammate, Vulpes. Vulpes touches the no-no spot of Tucker, has to let way off. Vulpes giving Tucker a piece of his mind in the radio chat. Owens with a big move. Amato goes with him. Tucker trying to push Smith, but the momentum of Owens is going to push him side by side. 8 cars all together. Smith, Owens side by side. Owens with his buddy Amato pushing. Matt Tucker pushing Smith, but he'll bail on him quicker than a girlfriend at high school.
Hey, we're about to get the white flag, Mean Gene. Oh, my goodness. Yellow's out. We're about to run this thing back. Yellow's out, Mean Gene. A lot happened there, and a lot of feelings were hurt, like you were talking about. A lot of feelings were hurt. And you know what's also completely gone in the air here in Florida, Mean Gene? Trust. A lot of trust was broken there.
Austin Merrow again. I mean, last week they treated that guy like a damn ping pong ball.
Not again.
I mean, he got wrecked on... 3 2X
no.
cars together.
It looks like a Formula One wreck out here, doesn't it? Here we go. Dodson
Where's Bobby
already
Dodson
to
going?
the.
Look at him. He's just left.
Tokyo.
Bobby Dodson exits stage right.
I'm sure we'll see him enter stage right in no time. Yep, that's what I say, Mean Gene. So there's Dodson just putting on his best drifting display, looking like Ken Block out there. Medina shoots the middle. Keep your eye on
I told
that.
you he'd stick his nose. I told you he'd stick it where it didn't go.
He's still drifting high.
Bobby is still swerving.
No.
Good for you, Bobby.
Jose Medina sticking his. I mean, what did you say, Mean Gene? I don't want to say it.
I stick it where it doesn't go. Don't you touch Sean Walton.
And there goes Sean Walton. The taste of your own medicine. How's that?
Why you touch my boy? Look at the 2X cars with the hoods up. 3 of them.
Keep your foot in it.
Sean.
Keep your foot in it.
Come on, Sean.
Keep your foot in it.
Come on, Sean.
Keep your foot in it.
Don't
Nice. Wheelie in it. Oh.
No, just touch it.
He didn't even touch it. He didn't even touch it, Mean Gene. Okay, we got to
It's
ride.
my boy.
If there was,
my boy, Blue.
If there was ever a time to ride on board with Sean Walton, and we'll figure out the wreck in a second, boys. Don't worry. We got to do that, right? Let's go off-roading Daytona style.
I want to see Bobby. Bobby was like left, right, left. He was in the Marine Corps.
I want to know
boot
what
camp.
started that, but first, this is gonna be fun. All right, Mean Gene, you got your seatbelts tight?
Yeah, I'm locked in. Lots of people coming into the pits right now. Looks like Jose Medina leading
Hands
that
up.
group. Leaders though are staying on the track. Daniel Smith, Tucker, Owens, Amato, Parr, and Bollinger.
Here we go,
All
Mean
those guys
Gene.
staying on the track.
Put your hands up like it's a roller coaster. Oh my God.
That's some skills, boys.
That is
They don't
really
teach you that at
impressive.
The Rusty Wallace driving experience.
Mr. Walton. And he's like, you know what? I like it out here.
The Winkster.
I'm gonna stay off road for as long as I can.
He's absorbing that 4X. He's making it work.
I mean, like, might as well. That was fun. All right. Now let's look at the actual wreck. Let's look at Dodson. All right. You ask and you shall receive, Mean Gene.
Here's Bobby.
So what
Look at
happens
Bobby's
here?
like, I feel a wreck is going to happen. So you know what I want to do?
I'm gonna bail.
Oh, he does. Look at. He sees Medina. Medina's in that Marlboro
Oh, it was a push.
car.
It was a bad push. He got hit.
Yep.
Oh, wait, we need one on you. If we go in Tokyo. Oh. Nice.
Man, that is good driving,
Nice.
dude. Because I have driven these next gen, and I tried to make an adjustment like that, and I just swerve hard to the right into the wall.
Oh, it's so easy
Bobby,
to do that.
Bobby putting some skills on display.
It is so easy to do that, Mean Gene. How many more laps? Are the lights still on the pace car?
The lights are off on the pace car.
Where are we on the track?
Looks like we're coming around to turn number coming out of 4.
Oh, shit. Okay, let's go live. It was the 25. The lights are on, Mean Gene.
Are the lights on? I'm going to drink another drink of bourbon.
Aren't bright lights supposed to be obvious? I'm kidding. All right, so now the lights are off, and we're entering 1. So we have time.
I told you.
We got time, Mean Gene. So it was the 25, I think, who got into Bryson Dodson there. And this is for you, Bryson. Just to back Dodson up a little bit here.
That's Bobby.
So watch.
That's Bobby to you.
Oh, it's Bobby to me. I apologize.
Bobby.
All right, let me get it on Bobby Dodson.
There you go. He wants to go fast.
So keep your eye middle of the screen right now on him. I think that 25 is gonna not see that
25 is
incident in
Colonel
front of him
Sanders.
because he is. Yeah, Sanders. Here we go. And exit in the corner right here. Watch there's the checkup from Dodson.
Medina, when he got in the middle, that just created a lot of information, a lot of weird data.
Hate to say it, but
for everybody.
If I'm gonna put that one on anyone, it's gonna be Jose Medina, because, in my opinion, Mean Gene, when you look at a wreck like that where it ends up being like 4 or 5 cars back from Jose Medina, I oftentimes ask what created the situation that caused the eventual wreck.
God bless. And Austin Marrow has parked it.
Oh, Austin Marrow.
Again, man.
You deserve better, my friend.
This is 2 weeks in a row that this dude just took it. He needs to come up with a safe word. Let these boys know to go easy.
Always in his no-no spot. So as Mean Gene, as you can tell by the lights being off the pace car, and them double file, and them being in 3 and 4, about time to go green.
Okay, here we go. Daniel Smith again is your control card. This is our second attempt
Yes,
at a green light checker.
2 more, Mean Gene. Can they get to the white flag?
Oh, that is the question of the hour.
Owens behind
Here we
Smith
go.
this time as well.
All right, so Smith on the inside. Tucker on the outside. Tucker going to have a motto. David Owens, hard push.
Wow.
Going to get Daniel Smith going, but once again, Tucker keeps it close. Top 3 cars, side by side. Owens side drafting with Tucker. That's going to let Smith get ahead. Here comes Joe Amato. Amato got to make a decision, and he's going to go with David Owens.
Get low, Daniel.
Here comes Justin Parham. They leave Tucker out to dry. Parham goes high. It's 3 on the outside, 2 on the inside. Owens on the apron, getting a hard push from Amato side by side down the backstretch. Smith and Owens.
I read that one like a book, Mean Gene, and I'm not that good at reading. It was so obvious when Amato went straight to the bottom. He was there to help Owens. I'm not sure why Smith, I guess just not trusting that team. Smith going with the top, working out so far. Here we go, Mean Gene. We are about 10 football fields away from next flag ending it. All Daniel Smith has to do is hold on. The inside lane does not have much.
No. There is 6, 7, 8 cars on that outside. Inside lane only has 4, but they're 4 good ones. Oh, no, Amato blinks in the middle of it. That's going to make Bolander let off. Outside lane with a run. Smith. That's Smith.
Kills
Tucker.
the inside.
Parham now. Here comes the 26 of Mason Smalley. Now, Buddy Sully, 5th in the outside lane. Big move by Sully. Smalley makes contact with Parham. Oh, up into the wall. It's a big one.
Okay, Mean Gene, now we're racing to the line between 2 cars. It's Tucker versus Smith.
Daniel Smith.
Don't look for
Daniel Smith coming into turn 3.
Keep your eye on 6.
He's got the lead on Tucker.
Keep your eye on 6, Mean Gene.
Cuts down low. Smith still in the lead. He's got Tucker trying. This is the place where you make the pass. Coming out of turn 4. Here comes Case of Beer with a ton of speed for third.
He does it.
Over.
Wow, Mean Gene. Daniel Smith does it.
Case of Beer.
Amazing finish there. That was reminiscent of yesterday, was it not? In the actual 500, that looked just like it. But wow, Daniel Smith, Mean Gene, no help, no one in the Discord, all by himself. Wow.
Team Raw Dog.
Team Raw Dog is official. It exists now. Whether or not he wants it, it's happening. But Mean Gene, we thought, I can tell you about this race specifically. There were conversations for weeks about alliances and how important that would be. And what just happened? Who just won?
Hey, go to the replay real fast. I want to see what happened to Vulpes at the end. I want to see that big old wreck.
You want that last wreck?
Yeah. Yeah, go back to that. We were still racing. We stayed green. I just want to see that real fast, and then we'll focus on the winners.
Oh, me oh my. Is this it right here? Oh, yeah, I think this is what you want. Okay, I think we keep our eye on the 18 of Parham here, Mean Gene. I think that's who.
So you can see Owens and Amato on the inside. That side outside lane going so well.
And I'm going to get us all the way out. There we go. Let's go blimp here. It's going to start with the 18. Third in line on the top, Mean Gene. And this wreck lasted about a year and a half.
Now that 18, that's Justin Parham.
So
Parham gets a good whack.
And there's
his car is crushed.
And look at that push from the 26 there too as well. There goes Sully.
Here comes Sully.
He's gone. He's loose. There goes Parham. Sully no control. Actually, maybe gathered up there, but nowhere to go. And now look behind us, Mean Gene. Look at the 11 of Owens right here.
Yep. Case of Beer sneaks it through. Oh, no. Look at Iverson and Owens. Bang, bang.
Here we go. And Garand, of course, right? God, poor guy.
Garand is in it. Amato is in it. Iverson comes up. Joe is hitting the brakes, trying to cut down. Oh. And right at that same time.
Oh. I thought he had a Sean Walton moment. There goes Hillman.
Yeah.
And there's the 8 of Bullender.
Okay. I just wanted to see that wreck. So, final results, though. Daniel Smith is your winner. Matt Tucker is going to take second. Jonathan Case of Beer, second last year, third this year. Mason Smalley, top finisher for 2X. Fifth place going to be Colin Bollinger. Tony Iverson holds on for 6th. Buddy Selly, 7th. Jax Duvall, 8. Alex Hillman, 9. David Owens. Oh, look, Owens, 9. That is not showing the results that I'm seeing on my iRacing live timing.
Wait, that's supposed to be the race results. Yeah, that's not right, Mean Gene.
Interesting.
Boo, SDK. All right, so we're gonna go off our pile on the left there. What you were saying was right.
Oh, okay. All right. So Jax Duvall 8, Alex Hillman 9, David Owens is going to finish in 10th. What an amazing wreck. Of course. I mean, a green, white checkered. You got to expect to see a wreck coming out of turn 4, right?
Oh, I mean, yeah, when does it not happen, whether it be real life or iRacing? And honestly, it really is impressive that these guys were able to get it around to the white flag as quick as they did, right? Because they had to know in their minds, hey, we still got one more of these things if need be. But they kept it clean, and yeah, I mean, another thing that I'm glad we didn't do when analyzing that wreck, Mean Gene, it's nobody's fault, right? When you have 2 turns left to go to win at Daytona, all bets are off. So that's what you see time and time again. But what I also love to see, Mean Gene, and I've heard these criticisms about yesterday to bring it back to the Daytona 500. People don't love seeing 9th place win the race. You know, when 9th is with half a corner left in the race, win the race. That doesn't feel like an earned win. But what did today feel like? That felt earned, right? How many laps did that 31 lead? And that guy held people off restart after restart, probably with about 30 to go, Smith controlling the front of the field.
Yeah, and he didn't make any of those crazy blocks that we talked about. We saw a few people like just swerve hard and cause those wrecks, and we did not see Smith do that. Smith patient when he was the second or third car in the draft. And then when he was that lead car, just did a really good job. And I don't feel like he was blocking. I don't feel like he was driving in his rearview mirror. Do you?
No, I don't. I think, I mean, especially that first move, Mean Gene, I couldn't keep my mouth shut during that first restart. Or I'm sorry, during that last restart. I could not believe that Smith went to the top after he had to have seen Amato do what he did, right? Going to his teammate of Owens and going to the bottom and making that line immediately stronger. To me, and again, this is why I don't have an MRL Super Speedway win, I would have gone straight to the bottom and been like, hell no, you guys are not taking advantage of me that way. Yeah. But no, instead of that, I think what Smith thought was, nope, those guys will never have my best interest in mind. They don't give a, they don't, and I don't want to cuss. They don't care about me at all. I'm going to control my destiny. This Matt Tucker guy behind me has done a great job of pushing me all day today. So at least I know I'll begin those pushes and I'll race him at a 3 and 4. Which is what ended up happening, right? So I love that, Mean Gene, and that is what it takes to win these races. So often, a lot of people do say it comes down to luck, and yesterday in the 500, it did come down to luck, if we're being real. But at the same time, that guy won 2 in a row.
You're not going to be lucky unless you're there, right?
You got to be good to be lucky as well, Mean Gene. You can't be lucky without being good and without being there in the first place, right? Being 9th coming up to the Daytona 500, coming up to the last restart of this race, being 9th is an accomplishment. And hard to do. And yeah, I mean, I said this yesterday too, and this is a fun fact I just learned. Austin Hill over the Xfinity Series, Mean Gene, 9 stage wins in a row at play tracks, Atlanta, Dega, and here. Oh my goodness, you cannot tell me it's luck if you can get 11 stage. I'm sorry, I think I said it was 11 stage wins in a row. There's a skill there.
All right. So the question is, who you want? Who you want for your bonus interview?
Okay, well, the first thing I'm concerned about, did Daniel Smith, is he already just chugging them beers?
Oh no, I see him. He's up in the NMO. He's there. I got him.
Get him in the way.
Who you want? Who's your bonus?
As our bonus, get me. Okay, we got Case Bear Tucker. Bolander.
Oh, Andrew Bolander. You want him?
Yeah, let's do Bolander.
All right, I pulled him in.
Andrew Bolander, you are our random interview of the week. Every race we choose someone who we just who put on a show for us and someone who was a big factor in the race and may not have had the finish to show for it. And today you were the name who stood out to us. You were a joy to watch today, and you've been up front all season. But today felt like potentially what was going to be your big day. But I mean, nature of these races. So take me through your day today and how it didn't work out for you quite there at the end.
Well, we started in the back, so I mean, but we attempted to just ride around, and somehow we got up to the front and tried to control the race as much as we can. And I think I won the stage. I'm not.
You did.
Too sure.
Congratulations.
I did. Okay. Well,
oh yeah, we should give the interview for that. Stage winner, Andrew Bolander, everybody.
Yeah. There we go. So I got good points. I mean, yeah, just ran out of laps at the end and gotten the wrong names that didn't go forward, and then we got turned.
Yeah, that's Daytona, and that I'm glad you mentioned that because Before we went green, when we were looking at the end of the qualifying order, I was saying like, oh my goodness, all the guys who didn't qualify are heavy hitters. You
Got an
included.
interruption.
Oh, what?
Breaking news.
What's up?
The winner of tonight is Daniel Plant Smith. Points will not be up until tomorrow.
Yeah, he won, right?
Yeah, he drove backwards though.
He drove
got
backwards and
DQ'd
was
by
DQ'd.
iRacing.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's why my data's all messed up.
Yes.
Oh, okay. So, okay. Well, thank you for the confirmation, Jax. I appreciate it.
No problem. See you.
Jax Duvall there, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, that's why you and I had conflicting information there, me and Gene. Hey, Daniel Smith has every right to celebrate the way he wants, so good for him. And oh my goodness, imagine losing that way. How gross would that be? And I know if I was Tucker there, I'd be like, no, give him the trophy. Anyway, moving on.
You
Bollinger.
don't know Tucker very well.
Maybe I don't. But yeah, Bollinger, back to starting in the rear. So yeah, obviously when I saw that, I was kind of looking at that and thinking, okay, so we'll see those guys maybe at the end of the stage and maybe with 20 to go, if not then. I could not believe how quickly you guys made it through the field. So kind of funny to hear you say like, oh, and we just found ourselves up there. Like, what caused that? And so that was not the agenda as well?
Well, I mean, Plant, Tucker, Colin, and Rayshawn was in the same chat. He's gonna be mad I call him that, but oh well.
Mr. Walton.
Plant got flagged back into the back or whatever early, and we just followed him all the way back up there.
Gotcha. I mean, that worked out well for you guys, and yeah, you guys were definitely up front quicker than we expected you to be, but you put on a show and it was fun to watch. Great job today. I gotta ask you, man, you have had so much speed, Andrew. What track do you have circled coming up?
Look at the schedule. I don't
Yeah,
know the tracks that we're going to.
good question. Say, I definitely have the schedule memorized. I for sure do as well. I know where we're going next week for sure. Mean Gene, this is what you're for.
What are you asking?
Where are we going next week?
Iowa.
Ooh, that's a fun one. How do you like Iowa?
I mean, it's fun. I mean, I'll probably be up towards the front, but I won't be.
Oh yeah, so it's Iowa, the Glen, Atlanta, which I'm definitely new Atlanta, Dover, Indy, and then Chicagoland, and that will be the end of our regular season.
Where are you going to win, bud?
Yeah,
I mean, you're top 4 in points. I mean, when's it going to happen?
Oh, well, we'll find out.
Bollinger, because you do not have a weak spot, Bollinger. I will say that about you, man. You are fast.
I do. It's road courses.
Is it turning right? Is it turning right? Oh,
yeah.
Okay, well, then
he's running for political office. He's like, we'll have to wait and see. No gauntlet.
Andrew should also be happy that he did his interviews, and then we won't pick on him too hard when we go to Glen.
Besides the plate tracks, honestly, I like Nashville.
Ugh. Well, have fun with Owens there, my friend. God, David Owens, you'd think he sleeps at that track. He's so good there. But great run today, man. It's always fun watching. Yeah, do that. You should do that. I like that. Bollinger, amazing job. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before you get out of here?
Everybody from the Team Delusional, Daniel Plant Smith, Colin, Bollinger, Rayshawn Walton, and our teammate for the day, Tucker.
Thank you so much, Andrew.
Thank you.
Oh, he's playing with fire, man. Tucker 3000. Tucker so fast.
Man, it's always fun to watch Tucker come down here, Mean Gene, because yeah, he puts on a show every time, especially at these play tracks, because he's also really respectful. I'm maybe blanking. I do remember a few drivers being controversial last time we had some part-timers. I don't remember Tucker.
He was checkers and wreckers, wasn't he?
I do remember Tucker being involved in it, but he was excellent today. He always is. But he was great today, and yeah, I mean, he did his job as a pusher too, and as a part-timer, that's sometimes what you want to see, right? Is a lack of selfishness out of a part-timer.
It's hard, right? I mean, because you're right there and you can smell it. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's kind of like being a wingman at the bar. Yeah. You know, you and I go to the bar, I'm your wingman, and then she's looking at me, and I'm supposed to,
what do I do here?
Defer to you, and I'm like, bro, I'm bald. I got to take that chance. We're going.
Yeah, something us handsome men.
We're going 3 wide.
Are constantly grappling with me and Gene all the time.
We're going 3 wide. All right, speaking of 3 wide, let's go ahead and go to our 3rd place finisher. We're heading for the podium. I'm going to go ahead and pull up Jonathan Case of Beer. Jonathan, are you there, bud?
I am here.
Case of beer.
Man, always a bridesmaid and never the bride. Last year, you got on the podium with second. This year, you're on the podium again. What is the difference between victory lane and the podium?
He knows now.
Quite a bit. Most importantly, the points, and that we lock in playoffs with wins in here, don't we?
Yes, you do.
Yeah, that's probably the biggest difference is the lock in the playoffs, because all I gotta do is win, and then show up the rest of the regular season, and I'm there. I've missed a couple races so far, but I plan to stick around for the rest of the season, and I don't know how easy pointing my way in is going to be. This is a solid start with a P3, but I definitely want that win to get in there.
I mean, you were there. Like, you ran fast. You had buddies that you run with. Do you? Let me ask you this: do you want to throw Michael Mata under the bus? If you had Michael Mata, would you have won today?
I would like to think so. I love that 16 car in my mirror. I love when it's latched to my front bumper. And when we add Dodson into the mix, I mean, not to discredit those DDI boys, they were really fast and helpful all night. But there's just something that clicks with how long I've been racing with Mata, that we just work so well together at these tracks.
What if you had a Panzarella? Yeah. What about a Panzarella?
Oh,
that might have been a parachute on the back for all I know.
Ouch!
No.
Ouch!
Oh, well, I tell you,
That would have been a rocket ship.
All kidding aside, Jonathan, again, we see you with those fast runs on the super speedways. You got the victory on the intermediate track recently as well, proving that you can win on those tracks. I thought today might have been your day. There was a little bit of three-wide aggression by some other people that slowed you down today. But Jonathan, knock it on the door. And now that you've proved you can win on that intermediate track, it could be tough on points, but that victory, I think, might be closer than a lot of us, including yourself, might be thinking. So you're right on the door. You're knocking on it. And we're going to be keeping our eye on you.
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to some of the more short tracks. Now that I'm getting a little more comfortable with them in these different, the NASCAR levels, the trucks, the Xfinity cars, Cup cars. So it looks like we got Iowa next week, so that's what I look forward to. And then we head off to a road course, Watkins Glen, probably my favorite road course to put these Cup cars on. So
Tell you what, you got Atlanta after that too, so you'll get that super speedway action, right?
More super speedway action with Atlanta. Gotta love that one. And then Dover, Indy, Chicagoland to round out the last 3 rounds. I mean, I couldn't put together a more perfect schedule, in my personal opinion, for my skill set than what we have coming up. So I'm hoping I can put on a show.
Nice. That's not a full gauntlet on the ground. It's more like, what, a leather glove, not a steel gauntlet? What do you think, Zach? It's close.
As long as it fits, as long as the glove fits, me and Shane, then it's a good one.
There's no acquittal going on here today. It's just aggression. And that's what we saw, Jonathan, making the right decisions, holding back when you needed to, and pushing that car when you did, getting that number 6 up on that podium. Congratulations, Jonathan. Hell of a good run. Anybody want to say hi to?
I don't know if I have anybody watching tonight, but I shared the link in a Discord. So if my buddies James or Quinn or Ty or anybody's watching, shout out to those guys. But the only other shout out I could give is to my teammates tonight: Dodson, Hill, Hall, Hillman, and Hall. Then yeah, that's about all I got.
Hell yeah, great run tonight. Jonathan Quesabir going to finish 3rd in the number 6 Chevrolet. Thanks, Jonathan. Good run tonight, bud. Go have yourself a cold one. You earned it.
Get yourself a case of beer.
Taking myself to bed, boys. I work tomorrow.
Ooh.
He's like in his early 20s, Mean Gene. Like, God, come on. He just isn't ready.
Dude, I got 15th on Sunday. I was having a party.
Oh yeah. I think I got drunker than he did when he won last Thursday. But
I wouldn't doubt it.
I'm looking up and down the Discord right now. I do not see Tuck.
Oh, no.
He's hiding from us.
That's a shame.
Yeah, it is. Anybody you want to holler at?
Not David Owen. Just kidding.
No, he's right there. He's waiting.
I know
he's
wants
out there
it.
pacing.
He wants it. Do we give him one question just to like upset him?
That's you.
Screw it. Give me him.
You want to pull him in and be like, "How you doing?" And then I'll kick him out.
Let's not even ask him about the race.
Yeah, there you go. Ask him about Daytona, and then I'll
Exactly.
kick him out before he answers.
Exactly. Let's do it.
Here he comes.
David Owens, how was your weekend, man? How was Daytona? Like, what was it like being there in Florida for the 500?
Mint. Absolutely mint.
All right, that was David Owens.
Now we know what the experience over at Daytona is like, guys.
It was mint.
It was mint.
It was mint.
So get your tickets next year, guys. Now we heard from the
All right,
best.
let's pull in our winner.
Let's pull in our winner, Daniel Smith. Daniel Smith. Congrats, my man. You did it.
There he is.
Take it away, Mean
He
Gene.
did it. No disconnect. We drove backwards. They tried to disqualify you, but they can't hold you down. How's it feel, Victory Lane?
I know, that's what I'm saying. They're trying to
Let's
your boy.
go.
Oh,
Nah,
we're trying to keep you down, man.
Oh man, like everything impossible that can happen to me. They're trying to stop Mondays from me, but I'm fighting. But now, like, I'm really stoked. I'm happy for this win. I do gotta, thank Tuck for being a sub teammate, pushing me, being there the whole time, not leaving me, as well as Team Delusional with Collins and UK, as well as Sean and my boy Robert. That's I'm pretty sure watching the stream. But yeah, that was a wild race. That was a lot of fun. I had a blast.
Something I noticed that you did, we saw a lot of guys make some aggressive blocks. At one point, Buddy Sully swerved up to the top lane. He back cars up 10 spots, caused a wreck. We saw Justin Parham make an aggressive move. I didn't see you doing that. Do you not look in your rearview mirror when you're driving? Are you not worried about blocking? You just looking forward? What's the logic there?
So when it comes to me, I'm looking everywhere. I'm looking what's in front of me, also what's behind me at all times, just to see what type of runs people are doing, or like if people are being too aggressive, then I can kind of react to that to kind of get myself out of trouble. But to me, it's just not worth it. It's not worth taking that risk. I mean, if we was like 5 to go or something like that, then yeah, 100% I can see cutting a late block or just sending it in there or however. But doing it, lap 10, 20, something like that out of 80, it's just not worth it in my opinion. I just don't see the logic, because sure, we got a faster pair, but do you really want to waste it out early, or just wait until something happens that's out of your control?
Yeah, we saw people even doing it at lap 77, lap 78, and it still backfired, and all of a sudden those guys just find themselves in the back. But Daniel, just fast car all day, man. We were talking earlier about the dirty taste in your mouth when you see a 9th place car like William Byron magically in the front. Today, though, you led those laps faster, one of the faster cars on there, picking your spots to make your way through there. Just grats, bud. Really good looking run. What you got for him, Zach?
Oh man, Daniel, I got questions for you. First of all, man, I've been waiting too long to talk to you, dude. I'm so happy for you. You've been such a joy to watch all season. It's fun to see these guys come over, because you were what I was. To be a little personal here, when I came over to MRL, I came here by myself, and I was running by myself for about a year or two before I was able to convince my teammates to come over here. And I mean, they all fell in love like everyone else does, but I know what that feels like, dude. Especially, I did not come out here with the speed you did, but to see you come out tonight, and Daytona of all places, where we've gone to so many technical tracks and you've had the speed. Did you expect Daytona to be where you got it done?
Yeah, Super Speedways is usually my bread and butter. I just really enjoy the racing, especially the task of just trying to stay up front as much as I can, lead as many laps as I can as well. But yeah, I mean, I knew it was going to be a good race. It just all came down to just a little bit of luck, a little bit of strategy, and make sure you play your cards right at the right time. And normally it works out pretty good for you. And that's basically what I did. And obviously, hopping into this league, as I said, like, I got to thank my boys, once again, Celtics UK,
Go with Celtics.
Sean, as well as, like others like Robert and Tuck and everybody who gave me this invite to hop in this league to have a little bit more fun, since I was kind of getting a little burnt out of racing and not really enjoying it that much. And for them to invite me, with them and have fun with you guys. It's definitely been a blast.
That's amazing to hear, man, because we love seeing guys like you come through the league and put up a fight for our top runners and also just be such a respectful driver as you are. So with that said, I think you kind of answered one of them for me right there, because I didn't know you and Tucker kind of had a little bit of an alliance going in. Because, man, you'll hear it back when you watch the broadcast. I could not believe when that last restart happened, and I'm not sure if you saw it in your rearview mirror, but Amato goes from the top immediately to the bottom, gets behind Owens, who we all know are teammates, and you stuck on the top. In my mind,
Yeah.
and this is why I love picking guys' brands like you, because I would have lost that race right there. I would have made a beeline to the bottom and probably gotten wrecked by Owens, because he was going to be like, oh, too bad, buddy. I have my teammate pushing me, and it's a you problem now. So was it Tucker pushing you in the top that kept you up there, or was it also kind of just that lack of trust that you could have knowing there's a team on the bottom of you? And with that said also, and it's maybe less valid now, but we talked about this a little bit today, a lot of alliances out on the field today, a lot of like two teams forming together to make an 8-car pack to work together, but the one guy, you, who we didn't even know you had Tucker, man, to be honest. We thought you were just out there raw dogging it. That's your new team name, by the way, your team Raw Dog. We thought you were out there by yourself. Is that kind of a luxury sometimes, being able to be selfish? At least with Tucker, he's a part-timer, right? Not racing for points the same way you are?
Yeah. So from what I've seen is I believe he's part-time. I think this is his first race he's made this season, if
Yeah.
I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong.
You're correct.
But yeah, I mean, when it comes to, basically just trusting your friends and trusting others as well. I mean, it didn't necessarily have to be, Tuck, but I mean, it could have been anybody. As long as I, kind of worked with them a little bit throughout the race and kind of felt how they bumped and like where they're kind of comfortable at. Is it making me, comfortable? Stuff like that, vice versa. Basically to kind of play it with, through there. The restart, whenever they kind of cut down low, that was the plan. I was kind of hoping they would go down low. I was hoping that I was gonna get a better restart than what we did, but it didn't really work out that way. But then homie drops down, then it was like, all right, perfect. We want to be up high. That's where we want to be at. Let's just send it and we'll see where it gets us. And was hoping for the rest of my boys to hop up there with us like we was in the beginning of the race, but unfortunately, seemed like some of them got caught up in a couple of incidents, and some of them it looks like they finished good. So proud for all the effort.
Well, Mean Gene, that's why I call these next gen races and I'm not in a race car, because my dumbass was like, why would he not do that? And the whole time Daniel Smith was thinking, oh, thank God they went low. So there you go.
Because he knew he had a buddy in his pocket.
Exactly. I know nothing, but man, Daniel, again, such a pleasure to be talking to you this way, right? With you with the W, overdue, and excited you have it. Excited that we know you'll be in the playoffs now. You have been a killer all season, and it's been a pleasure to have you. It's been a pleasure to have you in the booth finally and to see you get your first win in such an iconic racetrack. Congratulations, my friend. Anyone you want to give a shout out to before we get out of here? And I think we'll be talking to you again soon. You got that monkey off your back now.
Yeah, as I said, it feels great to finally get that dub. As always, Team Delusional and the rest of the boys within the Discord that, I consider my friends. Pencil, Shell, as well as Bass Pro Shops and Coors Light, as well as all of our other partners for Team Delusional. Definitely appreciate them, and thank y'all for putting on this league and this broadcast, and I had a blast, and thank y'all.
Hey man, we couldn't do it without our sponsor Chantilly Lace helping us out here as well. Tell you what, Daniel, you're going to jump up another 6 spots. That's going to put you 7th in points, but more importantly, that win is going to give you that Willy Wonka golden ticket, and we will be seeing you in the playoffs. So congratulations. That is Daniel Smith, your winner here today at Daytona, picking up his first MRL win and probably the first of many. Congrats, Daniel. Go have yourself a cold one, buddy. You earned it.
Yep. Appreciate it. Y'all too. Take care.
There he is. That is your winner. I think it was that sweet, sweet paint job. Anybody with Pennzoil, that yellow Pennzoil on their car, just seems to find their way to the front. So updated points after that last race. It looks like Colin Bollinger is going to hold on to the lead and actually get a little bit of some space. Andrew Bolander jumps up 3 spots, just showing you the damage that Daytona can do to people. David Owens jumps up 1 spot, but he's 13 points back. Kevin Kyle going to drop 2 spots to 4th. Joe Volpus dropping 2 spots into 5th. And Tony Iverson, he moves up 2 to 6th. Big loser that we had that time going to be Matthew Fritz dropping 5 spots. Matt not able to make tonight's start, so we're hoping to see Matthew Fritz back when we go to Iowa next week. Heck of a day, though, here, this race at Daytona. 2 green-white cautions to get to the final, where we finally see Daniel Smith, who had such a strong day, finish it off with that amazing victory. Any final thoughts as we leave Daytona today, Zach?
This track has spoiled us this weekend, me and Gene. Has it not? Like, God, this legit one of the best weekends I've had as long as I can remember. I've had so much fun between yesterday being there with the Bonfire Race League, getting to cover an amazing race, and then hanging out with the guys in the 500, showing VRN to the world, which we are very excited to talk to you guys about in the near future over here on the MRL network. We have some exciting news coming up for you guys, and I guess if we should say this now, Gene, you're going to be at Atlanta this Sunday at the actual race, and we will be on our network streaming that race as well, me and Gene. And if you want to pop in and give us some POV, some first-hand POV of that awesome racetrack, I'm sure we'll be getting that. And I can't imagine you being any more litty than Kevin Kyle was last night, even at the racetrack. So I guess that's what a rain delay will do for you, to be fair. But it's gonna be another fun weekend, me and Gene. But man, we got spoiled this weekend, and I know it's a Monday, and I'm counting this one with it because, gosh, another amazing race. I love that one played out, and we saw a lot of unpredictability all week. And to end it today with a driver who like I said a lot, was overdue for a win, and it was really cool to see him get a win, especially as a newcomer, a rookie in this league, immediately coming in and making a name for himself, but not really having the finishes to show for it. To finally get it at Daytona of all places really says a lot about pretty much anywhere you go. You're gonna have to be thinking about Daniel Smith. And I just remember last year, me and Jane, you and I talking so much about who was gonna win this championship, who's gonna race for the championship, how do you find 4 drivers out of this group here? And I could not imagine it ever get more complicated, and somehow this year it did. So it's been a pleasure. Yeah, we have an Xfinity champion over here, made a name for himself, doing a great job. We have mainstays like Owens, Volpus, and Kevin Kyle laying down, and we have rookies like Daniel Smith getting his first W, which can't believe it's taken 7 races for that to happen. So just, again, spoiled, me and Gene. I can't believe this is our life. I can't believe we get to do this. We are having the best time here, and just another great race. And next week will be even better. Do I have you on Monday? Are you gonna make it back home for Monday next week?
Oh yeah. I'll be back for the Monday race for sure. Just gonna go to Atlanta. Gonna see what happens over there. Hopefully we'll have a repeat of the last Atlanta race, and maybe we'll see that same car find his way up into victory lane. My final thoughts, though, for today. Rough day for 2X Racing. Those guys did so much work, and that team just really feeling the burn. Sanders finishing 18th, Marrow and Kyle 23 and 24. Mason Smalley, last man standing, did finish in 4th, but to see those yellow jackets, those beautiful black and yellow cars, that paint job put together by Jack Sanders, by the Colonel, to see those guys fall really hurts. Bobby Dodson, he was an MC teammate of Case of Beer, ends up finishing in the middle. So even though you might have a teammate on this piece of paper that we wrote down at the beginning of the year, we really saw those friendships and those things come together there at the end. So never underestimate the power of your buddy. Really, seeing Tucker, though, stick with Smith at the end, really a testament to Matt Tucker to make sure that Daniel Smith got up on that podium today. Moving forward, though, it's wide open. There's nobody that's safe, I would think, at this point, from elimination or from Oh, they are though. Somebody did it because I'm looking at the points. Daniel Smith is up at the top. He got that dub.
Okay.
Pretty crazy stuff. Yeah. 12th now, Matt Novella. And look at my boy Sean Walton. He got knocked down a point after today's rough race, but I expect to see the 23 of Rayshawn Winkfield will be back up in there. Look at Smalley Sanders. So all those guys so close. Hunter Hall, top 16.
This may not be
still a factor.
We may get some penalties too. I heard from our admin that they're reviewing this still.
Oh, that's right. There were some wackadoos. I mean, last year there were 13 cars that received penalties after Daytona. So we'll have to see exactly how many people get victimized by the MRL officials after this next race. But great racing. We saw some green flag runs. We saw some green flag pit stops. Cars were still able to group back together. We saw some cautions. We saw some aggression. We saw some crazy blocks. All the things that you expect to see at Daytona. Cannot wait till next week when we go to Iowa and we'll see some more of that intermediate skill come rising to the top. Ooh, look at those driver penalties.
Oh my gosh.
Is that from this race?
That's today.
Dun, da, da, da.
Wow. I wish I could screen share on the air, but we'll share it next week. Oh my goodness.
Oh, look, it's one less than last year.
And also, I'm seeing some DQs, Mean Gene.
Oh, no. Is that a Novella DQ?
And a Sanders DQ.
A Mero DQ again? Come on, man.
Oh, man.
You got to be freaking kidding me.
That's a disconnect from Mero. Thank goodness. Disconnect.
Oh,
there.
okay. I'm about to say, man, because I got... But then look, Colonel Sanders got him a DQ.
Sorry to make this long. I did not feel like there were this many incidents in this race. Did you?
Well, I think there was a lot of just when you touch or when you avoid a wreck and you go down into the grass, you just that stuff builds up. Look at all those red marks.
Wow.
Oh, all the way up. Even Jax. Jax is a top 10.
Look at that.
And he got himself a -5.
Yeah, a top 10, guys, with a -5 today. If you have a certain amount of incidents in this league, you lose 5 points, and it's about 40% of the field. Oh my goodness.
Wow. Well, we'll do an update.
Yeah, we will.
Next week when we come on. We'll give you a little rundown, and maybe we can get a little talk with John Beverly, the league admin, see what he has to say about this, because sometimes things get adjusted based on the video evidence. We all tape these things so that you can look.
Good point.
And maybe you can argue some netcode and say that really wasn't real. And perhaps some adjustments could be made. That's all up to the MRL officials, and that'll just have to be decided in the future. But that being said, that is going to wrap us up here at Daytona. Another amazing race here with the Monday Night Mayhem on the MRL Broadcast Network. I am Mean Gene Money, as always, with my tag team partner, Zach Panzarella, bringing you all the action as we watched Daniel Plant Smith score his first win in an MRL Next Gen Cup event. Super exciting. Can't wait to see what that rookie has to do. On behalf of myself, Zach Panzarella, Chantilly Lace, John Beverly, Joe Volpus, DDI, KK Woodscapes, and all the fellas back with the production truck boys, I want to thank you for joining us tonight. Go ahead, take this opportunity to like, subscribe, tell your friends, and we'll be talking to you next week. As always, bottoms up and hammer down.